All right, there we are. How is everybody doing? I am working again, trying to get everything all working in the studio. That was a little smoother than most. There's a little bit of a break there. I'm working on it, but hey, at least this time you got some music. Happy Sunday, retroCombians, all of you in chat. There's a bunch of you here. Appreciate you being here today. Looks like everything is working well. I think you can hear me too. Looks like I have good audio levels. Everybody, let me know how things are sounding in chat. Make sure there's nothing weird. Xander says he has an echo. Anybody else hear the echo? There is a bit of an echo. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on. Hold on just a second. I may have accidentally activated. Oh yes, I see what's going on. That probably helped a lot. There was another camera that its mic went hot. I'm not sure how that happened. I did not touch it. Tell me if that fixes the echo. That should take care of it now. I'll wait for just a second, but that should have cleared it up for everybody because there's only, there's only one. Echo gone. Thank you, Sarah. Good to have you. Let me know that. All right, thank you. Yeah, there was, I've got too many mics on too many cameras, and I don't know how this one got turned on. Maybe because I hit a button down here. Who knows? I'll figure it all out. It is all getting better. So again, welcome and happy Sunday. Man, we got a lot to talk about today. We have a lot of things going on. What we're planning to do today is, I'll show you the desk first. We're going to see if we can push the little A500 to its limits. And I think what's going to be interesting here is if I get it working. So it's not turned on now. I want you to see it all the way from beginning to end. We're going to do that. That'll be at the last part of the live stream today. We also have a stack of goodies over here we're going to take a look at. And then we are also going to take a look at, as I've started to do, kind of the latest news, what's going on. And in chat, you all are already talking about one of the news items, which is the ending of the Kickstarter for the ZX Spectrum issue 3. And we'll talk a little bit about that and what I decided to do. Let's see who's in chat. Let's see who's joining us here. And I think I'll go over here to my chat screen here. Yeah, there we go. And let's just kind of go down the list here. We have Terrapin is here. What's up, Combs and chat? Well, you know what's going up with me. Chat will let you know. Jerry is here. Jerry, good to have you here. By the way, if you're watching and you haven't put a hello in chat, do that so I can call you out. Not call you out, but call, shout out to you. I'm not going to call you out on a live stream, but you know how that goes. Xander's here. Good to have you, Xander. Let's see. Taro has joined us as well. One of our executive producers who also is a wrench in chat, so he can help us with things, is Jamie's Hack Shack. Good to see you, Jamie. Xander was here, or Xander, I'm sorry, Mislav was here a little bit earlier. He is also an executive producer with a wrench. We're going to talk about it. I think I'm getting closer to getting all this supporting the channel stuff worked out, so that's good. Lots of echo, but we got rid of that, right? Random act of chaos. There we go. I'll get it. Good to have you here. Sarah's here, as I mentioned earlier. Taro is here, and Dave is here. Hey, Dave, thanks for popping in. Several of the retroCombians from the Discord are here. Good to have you all here. Looks like there are about, let's see. I can't tell on this screen. There are, oh, that's interesting. Let me go back to my stream settings here. About 18 of you. Good. About 18 viewers. And I think Evil J was here a little bit earlier. Yep. Evil J's popped in with us as well. Let's see. If I missed you, just go ahead and put something in chat and say, hey, you missed me, you bonehead. Oh, Martin was here earlier. Martin actually wins our award for the very first chat. We haven't heard from Mr. Landfill in a while. He's usually the first one to hit into chat, but we haven't heard from him in a while. So I need to find out what's going on there. So let's see what else we've got going on here. Oh, thank you, Xander is feeding the pot early. Let's let the show begin for the fun. Thank you so much, Xander. Xander just did a super chat. If you're interested in supporting the channel down below, you can send a super chat. If you found something of use in this, you can support the channel that way. Thank you, Xander. Really appreciate it. Xander is one of our newer members in our Discord too, so good to have him here. All right, let's dive in. The first thing we want to do is do some unboxings. I'm going to share some things with you. Let's see if I can get my top down. We're going to, hopefully this will go smooth. Oh, look at that. And you kind of get a chance to see all the stuff that we'll be doing. Eventually I'll move some of this out of the way. But the first thing I want to share with you is I found these on my doorstep, thanks to our good friend Jamie's Hack Shack. This is, I believe, and Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a group of stickers that you prepared to take to DEF CON. And hopefully we'll get some information about his experiences at DEF CON a little bit later in one of his videos, but would love to hear that. So I wanted to open these. I have not opened these yet, Jamie. I saved them specifically for the live stream because I thought there's some really cool looking stuff in here. I thought the retroCombians would like to see that. So we'll do each of these individually and let you guys see these. And he put these all together himself. Check that out. So if you've got one that just really speaks to you, put that in chat. Let me know that you really think that one is kind of cool. Oh, I like this one. This one's really cool. Come on, focus there. Let me get more of a hand. There we go. Get more of a hand under there. MacGyver School of Engineering. That's really cool. Like that one. Yeah, Jamie, tell us what the story is. If you're, I know you might be not available right now because you're doing laundry or something like that. I think Incom. There's a brand for you haven't heard. I dig this. This is great. I love the Radio Shack homage for Jamie's Hack Shack. Looks like we're working on a new logo there. So that's really cool. Love that one. That's one of my favorites right there. And love this. Always wanted one of these. And the college that I worked for when I was a grad student, we had, come on, there we go. We had a next vendor come in and try and sell these to us and tell us that this was the next big thing in computing. We did not purchase. They were too expensive. The college could not afford them. Now, this is a brand we all know and love. I don't know if we love. This is a brand we all know for sure. Digital. Yeah. Get those deck workstations going. A little AT&T action here with Bell. There you go. That's cool. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, they are awesome stickers for sure. Xander. Let me see if this is working over here. Let's see. Let me see if I can feature. I think I can. There we go. Yeah. So my button's working, so I can just hit that without having to look on the screen and get the most recent one. This one, I like this one too. This one is Cray Research Inc. Come on there, camera. Here, let's do this. There we go. I'm going to have to use the two-handed method, guys. Can you believe it? There's just a bunch. I don't know if Jamie actually gave these a packet away to everybody, if I just got lucky. And this one, how about this one? All right, who gets the reference? Put it in the chat first. Let's see who wins the prize, gets the reference. There's a dual reference here. I'm sure that's pretty easy for most of you, especially my crowd. And this one I'm digging. I love this one. Did I get it right? Let's see. It's going to be, there we go. All right, I've got to get it right. And I owe Jamie a black t-shirt because he says he can get this printed on a black t-shirt for me. So I'd really need to do that because that would be fun. This next one you may not be familiar with. This is kind of this is very local. This is our, and you may have seen this on his, if you've seen his videos, Propeller's our maker space here in town. Really cool space for all of our makers. Like that one. And let's see, we're getting down to, man, this is just one heck of a collection. I'm never going to get all this back into this bag. Again, here's another Bell Laboratories. That's really cool. See that one there? We have, here's a version of this. I like this, the shiny Hack Shack. That's pretty cool. Hold on, I want that to focus there. There we go. Very cool. Is that going to be your new logo? Are you going to move away from the pirate and move to this, Jamie? I'm just curious. If you're out there, let me know. Raspberry Pi, of course. That's a good one. How about this one? Electrically feral, but range sensitive. I like that. That's funny. Here we go. What do we have here? Weapons of mass instruction. PBS. Eat, sleep, and solder. Isn't that's pretty much what Evil J does, I think. Evil J, is that you? Eat, sleep, and solder? I'm pretty sure that is you. And then here's the note for the t-shirt transfer he said that I could do. And then, of course, another cool computer brand back in the day, Wang. So those are just super awesome, Jamie. Thank you so much for those. That is pretty cool. Yeah, Martin, you might be a little bit behind. So go ahead and fast forward. You should be, if you catch up with us, the echo should be gone. I had a couple of mics going on. It was bad. It was, you know, it was a standard Retro Combs live stream where we've got to have at least one issue before I can move on to the content. And so now I'm stuck in this process of trying to get all these back into this little bag without, well, look, I think we're almost there. Hold on. I think we're going to get it. I might be able to, the propeller one's causing me a little bit of angst. It's a little bit, yeah, the propeller one's just a little bit larger than the rest of it. All right, so let me get this back in here and let's try that. So Jamie, again, thank you for these. I don't know, and we're going to be talking about the Vintage Computer Festival Midwest a little bit later. I'm not sure if you're planning on taking some of these there. So if you're going to VCFMW, I don't know, maybe we'll still have a packet or so. Ah, that's not going in there. It's hung on another. Come on, just find a place and go. Get in there. There we go. Got it. How about that? Now that's some live streaming right there, watching me try and put stickers back in the bag. All right, let's put those over here. Actually, I'm going to put those up here so I remember where they are or I will lose them. The next one I have is, folks, it is a box. And actually, I'm going to save this one. Let's do this one. Let's do, and you all know what this is. This is our edition, latest edition of, you know what it is. Anybody can get that in chat first, let me know. Here we go, Zap 64. Hold on here in chat. One of my, let's see, I remember reading about the Cray. Yeah, I do too. Fixed it. Is there a USB attack? Well, we'll talk about that, Xander. Stand by for that. Appreciate that. Zap 64. There you go, Xander's got that one. 6 to go for 7,000 backers. Thanks for the regular update, Taro. Keep us updated. We're going to come back and during the news section, we're going to take a look at it. So here we go. This is Zap 64. We always kind of take a quick look at. And what we're looking for is if there is a Mega 65, and there is, look at this, Mega 65 is right there on page 34. Let's go ahead and take a quick look through and see what we get in this edition of Zap. We also have another magazine over here. You're probably all excited to know that it's back. Ooh, Captain Ishtar 3. I've been wanting to play that. That's one that I want to try. That looks like a really cool game. Cover Mount, again, if you get the subscription to this, you get Cover Mount, which is their magazine on disc. But it's also a lot of playable demos, which I like because it gives me a chance to play. So Space Invaders is here. Check that out. Battle for Kronos. What else do we have? Zap Live. Yeah, they do a live thing. Invasion Anarchy. That looks interesting. What did they give that one? 61%. Oh, maybe not as interesting as I thought. Penguin Migrants. Only 64% on that one. Zap Chart's first cover tape. Oh, that's interesting. Have to check that out. Good article. This one will probably go in my bag to Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. I'm not sure I'll have a chance to read this before then. Super Amok. 54%. Ooh, not that great, folks. Here we go. Mega 65. What is Dan Sanders? I bet Dan's involved in this. I don't know if it's him or if he's helping with it or who's doing the writing for this. My guess is it's Dan, but it may not be. I don't know. Stuart wants to know if I've considered Zap Amiga. No, because I focus on 8-bit stuff here. I know I'm doing an Amiga today. This is highly unusual, as you'll understand, but I tend to focus on the 8-bit computers. I've got not enough time to focus on everything I want to. And while I love my Amiga and I love my Amiga 500, the focus of the channel is typically on 8-bit. So I focused on that. And I think the other thing I'm going to show here a little bit may take it, but I've heard that that's very good too. So let's see, we have Mega ROM 97 update released. We have intro disc number 4, which I did a whole live stream and video highlighting that. If you've not seen that, take a look down there. I didn't put it in the video description, but you can find it. Should be pretty easy. Mega 65 turns 10. Now, I think that's what's interesting for most. This thing started 10 years ago, and I've been with it at least 8 following them. So I know they snuck a couple of years on me I didn't get to. Mega Chase, new game. The Woods, new game. Sorry, cough button. And let's see, Mega Mage, that looks good. And a Mega Voxel demo has been released. So really good stuff. So appreciate that they're doing some Mega 65 stuff in here. Top 64 games, very cool. Gardner, so there you go. There is this issue of Zap 64. Looking forward to reading that. Always look forward to reading that. Okay, the next thing is a box. No, let's not do the box. Let's do this one next. After I just dropped my knife. And I'm sorry, Mislav, if you're still out there in chat, it's still going to be the Mislav knife. I know. You got mad at me and you got mad at Xander, but it will officially always be known as the Mislav knife. I know it's my knife. It's my, so no, I do not have to send this back, just to be clear. All right, let's open this up. This one I'm excited about. And I don't know if Stefan is here. This one I can blame on Stefan. He is one of my supporters of the channel. I believe he's in our Discord as well. Check out what he got for me, folks. Oh my, there's something else in here. Holy cow, wasn't expecting that. Oh, wow. Maggie, what did you do? I think it's Maggie. Oh, it is. It's a note for Maggie. Hello, So Ready here. One of your friends told me that you would like this cover, so, very cute, I thought I'll send you one. Hope it fits is okay. I don't have this model and couldn't check properly if it fits. Take care and enjoy, Maggie. Maggie is over at So Ready on eBay. As a matter of fact, I've got a link down below, and she does these fabulous retro covers. And you've seen these, and I'm really super excited. This couldn't have come at a better time. This first one, check this out, guys. This one, as you all know, I have the Bitbinders 1581 double vertical drive, the DV drive, and this is the cover for it. So Stefan reached out, got her all the dimensions that she needed, and she put these together. So if you've got a 1581 DV, now you can get a cover. Just reach out to Maggie at So Ready. Again, link down below. Tell her retroCombs sent you, by the way. I've been trying to send a bunch of folks her way. So that is so, so cool. Look at that. So what a nice gift, Maggie. Thank you so much for that. But look, there was something else in here. And how timely is this? I did not know this, folks. This is the way life works. Sometimes things just work out perfect. Look at this 500. Look how tiny it is. Look how tiny it is. I believe this, folks, is going to fit our A500 or the A500 Mini. Let's see if this is going to work. Oh my gosh. How cute is this? I'm going to have to lift it up. I'm hesitant to lift up things because I'm afraid I'm going to mess stuff up. Again, she just does such a great job. Look at this. The fit on this is going to be perfect. She must have one of these. It fits very good. Again, I'm kind of, it's got the little So Ready right there. Check it out. Look at that, guys and gals. Now it's it's popping off because I don't have, there we go. And I've got the, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? Is that cool? Uh-oh, Mr. Landfill's working on some AC systems. Oh, to make extra money. Okay, good. I thought maybe yours was down. Golden Girls Kiss. Yep, that's right. Dust covers me like. Yeah, Tara, they're great, aren't they? But I love this one. That is fabulous. Maggie, I know I'll have to let her know that I covered these on the channel. She's probably wondering why I haven't thanked her. So I need to send her a note and thank her for that. But that is fabulous. So again, get out there. If you've got retro gear, that's pretty noisy, isn't it? Sorry. If you've got retro gear to cover, you need So Ready covers. As a matter of fact, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, 8 and now 9 covers. And they do a really great job of protecting. Plus, they just look super cool in this black and red theme. And she puts a little something on there for you. Dig it. Very, very cool. All right. We'll leave that one on for now. And I cannot wait to put this over my 1581 DV because it's just out in the open collecting dust. So we'll get that done. All right, now let's go ahead and open our, no, let's not open our box. Let's talk about another magazine here. Yeah, you definitely, Sarah, you need to get a couple of these covers. Again, tell her I sent you her way, and she'll take good care of you. Not just because I sent you, she's going to take good care of you anyway, but let her know where you heard those. Oh, I'm sorry, let that go. All right, the next thing. How many of you got the first issue of Compute's Gazette, the new version of it? I'm curious how many of you have your first edition. I went ahead and backed the first one. Now, in a subscription, if you get a subscription, this is important, folks. If you get a subscription, you're not going to get the first one. This was a special one that you get, and then if you get a subscription, then that will go forward. Issue 2 is on the way. It'll be here for the next live stream. But I told you all I would take one for the team and check it out. And I got to say, I'm very happy I did. I am super excited that I went ahead and did this because it does harken back to the original Compute magazine. You know what I should have done is I should have brought out, I have Compute magazines around here. I should have brought out an original. I didn't do that. But maybe we'll do that next time. But even on the very first page, I love that when we turn it over, it's got like a Commodore ad. How cool is it that we have a Commodore ad again in our Compute's Gazette, our refresh of Compute's Gazette, and from the Commodore brand. And it's kind of got that nice 1980s layout and look. It looks like a cool ad that you would have found in the original Compute. Very pleased. Now we're going to talk about Commodore in a minute, but I thought you probably would want to take a look at some of the contents here and see what's in that first issue. I think you can still get a copy of this, maybe not, I'm not sure. But one of the other things is if we look in columns, you'll notice that we have FujiNet Report, Mega Horizons. Dan Sanderson is writing a regular column for the Mega 65 and Compute's Gazette. So the Mega 65 getting some more love in another magazine. You have the Atari Outpost, which I like, the TI Roundup, which is great. And then I'm looking forward to this, Ask Ray Carlson. Nothing in this particular one, but this is the one to get your questions, send those to Ray, and he's going to answer those just like in the original Computes. Now, the other thing that's really cool is we also have program listings. Look, here's Meteor Defender for the X16. And then we have a breakout style game Bouncer for the X16. So if we look in the back, yes, it also includes type-in programs, guys. How about that? That is original. That's cool. Really dig it. And then again, you've got there's a little article on TI, really got some really great, there's a FujiNet report. Looking forward to checking up on FujiNet, Vintage Computer Festival Midwest, see what they're up to. You've got some game reviews in here, which I always appreciated, and just general information. So Compute is back. Is this a great time to be alive with vintage retro computing? I mean, it's so cool. So I have not actually read all this. I'm about, where did I get to? I think I got to, and I read that. Yeah, I'm about here, Pixels and the Pulse. So I'm going to finish that. It's been sitting down here, so I would remember to have it down here for the live stream. So there's that right there. Anybody else? Let me see a chat. Anybody else? I got that too in some format. Compute's Gazette that. Oh, did you get the electronic version, Taro, or did you get the printed version? Mr. Landfill says he got his. Oh, Tony, good. Or Tony, sorry. Tony says, is it Tony or Tony? I always, Tony? Oh, you know what? I don't know that I've ever asked. I may have called you Tony for so long. But would like to correct that if I made that wrong. But just ordered a cover for my Kickstarter issue 3. I already have one for my Mega. There you go. Yeah, I do have one for my ZX Next, which is very cool. So definitely do that. Type in listings. That was the way to learn programming. It still is a great way to learn programming as far as I'm concerned. And I think that's one of the goals of Commodore is maybe to bring back some learning programming through actually typing and putting in programs in. Only saw a few of the original Computes when I was a teenager over in Saudi Arabia. It's interesting that it sold over there. I guess probably would have by that time. Takes pictures with phones, paste to ChatGPT. Consider, yes. Actually, I have a video that I put together that shows you how to take a type-in program and quickly enter it into a Commodore computer. So you can go find that video too. I didn't link to that, but that would have been a good one too. So there is another video for you to watch from your good favorite retrocombs. Okay. Well, I think that's it for the unbox. Oh, no. Did you catch that I've been saving this one? I don't know why I'm saving this one. This is definitely an impulse buy, folks. You've never known me to have an impulse buy, right? Never have I ever had an impulse buy of something retro, right? Never. Oh, the PDF version. Yes, absolutely. But this is definitely an impulse buy. It's probably something that, and I'll go ahead and open it up while I'm talking about it. It's probably something that I'll use once. I don't know. Or maybe make a nice gift for somebody. Anybody want to guess what's in here? I will tell you this. I'll give you a hint before you start guessing. It is from Atari. Okay? It is from Atari. I'll give you a second to pontificate and see if you can think about what it might be. I think the program listings are probably wasted space in our connected world. Rather see, I don't know. I'm torn. I am torn, Evil J. I think the hope is that maybe somebody will get this magazine, get a brand new Commodore Ultimate, and maybe just take a chance and give it a shot and type in a program and see what it was like. It's therapeutic, I will say that, or it's very frustrating, one of the two. I don't know, whichever you choose. Let me get my note. Oh, my notes just turned off. Let me make sure I have my notes here. Make sure I cover everything. Okay, I did. Let's see. Xander, a Unicart. I don't know. Does Atari actually sell a Unicart? I don't think so. All right, so here's what's in here. Since there are no good guesses, Not that that's not a good guess, just not a lot of guesses is what I meant. Let's see, what do we have? We've got 29 of you. Wow, you all are ready to get to this stuff. Well, we still got a ways to go, so hang in there. Share the stream with all your friends and let them know what's going on. And here is what we have in the box. Ugh! So first of all, we have whatever's in here. And, oh, well, that kind of gave it away. Look at this. It is the 1981 Missile Command wrist strap. And so that kind of tells you what's in here. All right, guys, I don't know why. I have no earthly idea why. But for some reason, this appealed to me. I don't know why. Retro Play Atari. You can play Pong, Super Breakout, Centipede, Missile Command on your wrist while you're on the go. I thought this would be fun for special events, holidays, Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. It would probably be pretty cool. I mean, I have a smartwatch for sure, but I don't know. This just seemed like it would be a whole lot of fun. So retro time, collection of retro, cool 2600 graphics, workout time. My Play Watch is your daily fitness arcade. So evidently it does track some fitness. So that's kind of cool. Playtime, custom crown and button. Find out what that is. Classic sound. Temps oh, that's a different language. I'm sorry. So see on the side here, the games that we have. Play these games on your wrist. Centipede, Missile Command, and Super Breakout. So not overly priced either. I mean, it wasn't crazy. So I am not going to open it up today. I think I'm going to do a video on this on either this channel or probably this will go over on the tech channel. By the way, the tech channel, which is right there, RetroCombs Tech, is up to 4,290 subscribers. It's actually quickly catching up with this one. But I just had a video, 224,000 views. And to say that it didn't make a little cash to help this channel would be an understatement. So that's pretty cool. But I'm doing another follow-up video to that one to see if I can continue kind of the momentum with that one. So can you believe that? 220,000+ views. I wish I could get 220,000+ views on this channel because I enjoy this stuff more. But that other channel is also fun too, but it's modern tech. So if you're interested in modern tech, check that out. I did post one the other day and somebody said, why would you even post that? And I said, that's a good question. I don't know why I posted it. Other than I was just, it was quick and easy. So you never know what's going to end up over there at RetroCombs-Tech. So check that out if you are interested in that. Let's see. Oh, that's awesome. Likes that one. Okay. Sarah agrees that the listings being superfluous, except perhaps for short snippets. Yeah, is maybe, or little utilities, something like that. Maybe the questions and answer session will have that. That's pretty cool. Love Missile Command for sure. I used to have a Casio watch with a basketball game. Really? Oh, that's interesting. I don't remember that. I remember Casio watches, especially the calculator watch. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached 7,000 backers. All right, keep us going. And congratulations to the ZX Spectrum Next team. That is good. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that page here in a minute. We'll have to refresh, I'm sure. All right, so that concludes our unboxing. If you have questions about any of those items, please. Oh, gosh, sorry about that. The little thing, my little. By the way, would I have to pay a royalty on this now if I bought this? I'm just curious. If the people that made this and sold this to me at Vintage Computer Festival, do they have to pay a fee now? But it was wet and it stuck. That was the noise you heard. So let me go ahead and get that out. I'm trying to remember not to do that. All right, let's talk about our news. Let's get into the latest retro computing news that I'm tracking. Now, I'm sure there's all kinds. If you got something else you want to talk about, put it in chat and we'll take a look at it. But I'm going to pop on over to my picture-in-picture mode here. There we go. Oh, you don't want to see my dictionary. Why is my dictionary up? Okay, let's go ahead and work through our news tabs here. I've got all the tabs up, and we'll just kind of talk through them, and I'll check out your comments in chat and see if there's anything that you want to add to the conversation. I think the big thing for this page is it's the 30th anniversary of Commodore dying this year. So 30 years ago, Commodore died. And I think that's especially interesting considering that in 1994, they declared bankruptcy and then all of the properties just got spread out everywhere. Amiga went this way, Commodore went this way, the logo went over here, the IP went over. I mean, it was just everywhere, which is why we're in a really incredible time right now because we have now Commodore is back. So the Commodore, of course, Perry Frantic, as I call him, is now the CEO. I guess he is definitely the CEO. They've made the purchase. What was it, 7 mil, something like that, for all of the rights for the Commodore Dutch pieces of it. So that's kind of interesting too. We'll talk about that because there is another heir to the throne, so to speak. So just when you thought Commodore was dead, something that vaguely appears like Commodore is back, folks. So here it is. This is the Commodore 64 Ultimate. Curious in chat for those of you down there. The other thing I want you to note is prices dropped. Prices dropped by about 50 bucks for every single one of these, and I'm not sure when that occurred. Let me go to I Want One. We'll see. You can see the price drop already. The thing hasn't even been released, and we've dropped every one of these by about $50. Is it $50 all around? It is. It's $50 all the way around. So if you've got the Starlight Edition, it's $349. If you've got the Founders, which is the one that I backed because I wanted something unique, I have a couple of these things that look like this around here, but that dropped. Now, what I don't know is that price dropped, and I couldn't find an answer. I'm sure this is probably the case because they haven't charged us yet, but is that the cost still, or did I still have to pay $549 to help drop the price to that? I don't know. If you know, let me know. And then the beige seems like the best deal. I mean, now we've got a Commodore 64 under $300. If we were to put this Commodore 64 Ultimate $300 in 1982 money, what would that be? That'd be about 100 bucks probably. So that's pretty good. I don't know. I made that up, by the way, but that seems really good. By the way, this dropping $50, I'm actually thinking about buying this as a gift for someone, and may still do that for Christmas. And I probably need to go ahead and order that. But that got it just under the kind of the sweet spot where I have a family member who might be curious about this. And I think it'd be it's not something they would buy for themselves, which is why I think it would be a really cool gift. So again, Commodore is back and doing all these things. Uh-oh, stream health. Let's see, warning. Oh, it still says good. Just got a stream health warning, so checking. Let me know, guys, if you're getting anything kind of laggy out there. So, and then if you want some accessories, they have some accessories. Now, some folks have commented on the accessories. I'm not a big fan of these t-shirts. I don't like what we've done with the t-shirts. I really would just rather prefer it to be the Commodore logo instead of this, whatever this is. Let me pull that up and show you what I'm talking about. I don't know what all this is. I'm sure it's something, I just want one red, white, and blue logo shirt, and I can't seem to find one. So maybe that stuff will come later, but there you go. So let's see who in chat has ordered their Commodore 64 Ultimate. Let's see. X Machine. Got my beige pre-ordered. Stuart has his. Terrapin has his. I have wild memories of the Commodore bankruptcy, all of the subsequent back and forth. It was depressing at one point. Yeah, yes, it was, especially if you're an Amiga owner, because you're really wondering what's going to happen to my Amiga. I bought the new Commodore on day one. It wasn't day one for me, Jerry. It was probably week one, though. And then I decided if I'm going to do it, I need to do the really cool one because I want all the little accessories that go with it. And I'll be unboxing that probably live during a live stream, so that'll be a lot of fun for you. You're welcome, Kevin. It's not for you though, but hey, good try. I like it. That's a very good shot. I would have loved the Ultimate in a C6. Yeah, I think that's probably coming. My guess is that's coming. And then there's another conundrum. No, I don't need another one. Oh man, I had my fingers crossed till he said family. Yes, family, Jamie. Sorry, man. I actually bought all three models to help the dream alive. Good for you, Jerry. One of each. Man, you need to do a live stream and show what it looks like. I have one of those blue shirts. Looks good. Oh, does it? Is it okay? I just want the logo. I don't want all the other stuff. Go for it, Jerry Kurtz. All right, so that brings me to the next thing. And this is not necessarily new news, but this is something that I just love this. This is the Commodore CLCD project. If you've not seen this, you can see the link up here, cbmsteve.ca will get you there. And I have not linked any of the news items in the video description because I didn't want to give away everything. If I get some time, I'll try and put all these links in the video description sometime today or tomorrow when I do the time codes. So this is so here's the thing. You know, I love the Mega 65. It's a recreation of a device that was never created. I want this one. I want Commodore, and I'm hoping because Bill Hurd is involved, he's going to revitalize this. I want them to recreate this at Commodore and give it some really cool stuff, make it distraction-free writing. I want all the stuff that this would have provided back in the day. Now, I do not need this LCD screen though. I think we can, obviously we can make, could be ink. I don't know that that'd be interesting, but I'd love that to be a little color screen right there. And I'd like it to also be able to somehow emulate within a little 4x3 window, Commodore 64 stuff, but also share this ROM. By the way, you can actually try this out in the XEMU emulator. If you download the Mega 65 emulator, for your PC, it actually comes with the Commodore LCD emulator, and you can try that out if you want to do that. And there's also a web interface where you can try that out too. But it's just so cool. I loved this device. When I heard about it, back in the 80s, I said, boy, I can't wait to get this. This would be perfect at school, at work. It's just a way to carry a Commodore. And I believe it had basic programming with it as well. But this gentleman has recreated or is recreating this device. Perry Frantic team, Bill Hurd, get out there, meet this guy, find out what he's up to, and bring back. And I don't suspect this would be a big hit by any stretch, but for those old collectors who always wanted one and we couldn't get one because there just weren't any. And here you can see it actually running, which is the emulator here, which is really cool. And then on a screen here, get this and build this for us, or just build it for me, retroCombians. I don't care if anybody else gets one. I just want one. It looks like he was doing a little Raspberry Pi emulation in his for the firmware, but we could do FPGA, make this pretty sweet. Wouldn't require a lot of FPGA either if we just do Commodore 64 and the LCD project. So again, I just really am, if you're interested, go check out, he's building the case in SketchUp. That's interesting. Go check this page. And anybody else want one of these? Let me know in chat. I'm going to just sit here and love looking at these pages. Look at that keyboard. Isn't that awesome? Looks like, let's see, what's the latest post? So 2023. So Steve Gray, is that his name, Steve Gray? I think that's what it was. You need to get back on this, and you need to sell this to Commodore. Well, not sell it to them, work with them to make it done. So let's see if anybody is interested, is curious about this as I am. The next comes with the C64 core. Who wants to do that, though? I don't even want to do the ZX Next Spectrum Next core on my Mega 65. I've said it over and over. I want the full hardware experience, not just the OS experience. I want the keyboard the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, so that's what I want. Ordered the Founders Edition, never grew up with the C64. Oh, hey, Jan. Jan. Sorry. Glad to have you here. Good to have you here. I think this is your first time in one of my live streams, so good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Let's see. Sarah says, Stuart Guest said the worst part of retro computing, dozens of proprietary keyboards with custom keys and no room for internationalization. Oh, thanks for putting a word in there that made me slur over that one. I got to talk to Bill Hurd at VCF. Bill Hurd he's a member of my Discord. He's been kind of offline. I think there's a lot of stuff that pulled him offline, but every once in a while he reaches out to let me know he's still around. I need to reach out to him again. I suspect he won't be at VCF MW just because of everything that's going on with Commodore. I'm not sure he's even made a public statement about that yet. I think his wife went on record as saying something, but he hasn't. So he's not much into the spotlight right now. I'm actually hoping he does make an appearance because I'd love to see him again. But a friend of the channel invited me to his podcast and his YouTube channel for a live stream once, and just really enjoyed talking with him. Great guy. Plus, good book. Read his book, Into the Storm, Over the Edge, whatever that book is, something like that. You got to read his book. What the new Commodore should make is an LCD display that's compatible with 50 megahertz HDMI. Oh, you PAL guys. Let's see, Drex, they should do a new Commodore. I think, well, here's the thing. You could do a new one. I don't know if I have I don't think I can get to this. Yeah, you can't see. I've got a Checkmate monitor right here. And by the way, I love the Checkmate monitor. It is sweet. You guys will see it. As a matter of fact, my last live stream was unboxing the Checkmate. So if you've not seen that live stream, go back and you can thumb through that. But it is such a cool monitor. And so I'm really enjoying that monitor. So very, very cool. All right, let's get back to our news. We talked a little bit about that. Got a couple more items here. This one is interesting. And this is what I alluded to earlier. Despite its recent rebirth, all is not well with Commodore per timeextension.com. And I did verify this. There's some truth to this. So there is another company in Italy, Commodore, and they're called Commodore Industries. And the CEO, Luigi Simonetti, is not all too happy with Perry Frantic right now, which stands to reason. They claim that they're the original Commodore. Of course, Perry Frantic and his team are going to claim that he is the owner of all of it. But as we all know, those rights to a lot of that stuff was split. Now, what I'm interested though is who actually owns the Chicken Lips logo, because for me, you got the logo, you own everything else. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So if you own the logo, you own everything else. And that's just my thought, because nobody cares about a Commodore product without the chicken lips on it. They just don't. So I'm curious who owns the logo. It'd be interesting to see what you all think in chat if you get a chance. But if you get a chance, you should go read this article. They've been working on Commodore branded stuff for quite some time, and it's not necessarily have they been frivolous with it either. They've got a strategy according to this article. They've got a plan. Let's see if I can find that one statement here. Yeah, here it is. The Commodore International president concludes, "We reject and will continue to firmly oppose any attempt at delegitimization," another one of those good words, "intimidation, or unfounded claims aimed at elevating the position of certain individuals through that powerful tool known as disinformation." So he's claiming, Perry Frantic, Christian Simpson and his team is spreading disinformation about his organization about rights and ownership. So very interesting. We're going to have to watch this one. This is where it starts getting expensive, folks. Who's going to be the first to set that lawsuit and start protecting the brand? This is what I mentioned when I first learned about this. Who's going to take the hit to protect the brand? And if you don't do that, do you really own the brand? Do you care about the brand? So very curious to see what happens there. Let's see. Does the Italian Commodore make the Commodore paper shredders? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think so. They were into some gaming ideas, AI ideas, a PC like or Linux, something. I can't remember what exactly. So boop that thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it. Yeah, boop that thumbs up. Let's let people know we're out there. There's 34 of you. Appreciate you joining on a Sunday afternoon. It's a good Sunday afternoon, although I don't know. Jamie, maybe you can tell me. Is it still rainy and nasty outside? I don't have a window in this part of the space, so don't know. Great. Just what we needed. A repeat of all the endless arguments and lawsuits of the 90s. Commodore Industries. What have they made? I know, right? They're not the toilet brush people, are they? I don't think they're the toilet brush people. I think the Dutch are the toilet. I think they were the toilet brush people that Christian bought from. I'm not sure. These folks, the Italian folks, are pretty technology forward, at least if you read what they're up to. So mentioning monitors, it probably going to have to switch the monitor. My Mega 65 is connected to NTSC, but how it gives you a blue line down the left screen, H-Sync issues. Oh, I'm not seeing that. Well, of course, I wouldn't have the same issues there. We reject blah, 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 blowhards. Make something people actually want and we'll talk. Amen, brother. Yes, really. So that's what's interesting about Commodore.net instead of Commodore Industry. So that's how you can separate them. We can say Commodore.net for Christian and his group, and Commodore Industries for the Italian group. Italians, Industries. There you go. That's how we can help remember that. But yeah, what have they made that I want? Nothing. Over here on this side, what has Christian made? Well, I've actually purchased something, right? And a lot of you have. So they're making stuff we want. Plus, what a great group. You got the Ultimate 2 board stuck in there. I mean, just a great group of creators coming together to create that. Now, they haven't pulled it off yet. They say we're going to get them by the end of the year, around Christmas time. So as a matter of fact, what a Christmas is going to be if that comes in and the Kickstarter for the Spectrum comes in. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Yep, Mislav agrees, and Evil J, exactly. So continue your thoughts about the Commodore battle between the Italian version and the, I guess, American. Are they American? I think they're American, right? They brought it back to America, I believe, is the way. All right, let's go back to... What other articles, Stephen, do you have? Well, now let's talk. Let's see where they are. I'm going to refresh. Let's see what we're up to. Oh, it's actually refreshed. Look at it go. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? It is up to 3.294 with 7,015 backers, 12 hours to go. Now, remind me again in chat, who of you has backed this project? Let me know so I can see that. But this has been a blast to watch. As you know, I just recently did a video on my ZX Spectrum Next 2. If you've not seen it, It is installing the accelerator board. And the reason I did that video is I needed an accelerator board for the version 3 and I just never put one in. So I go through the entire steps on how to create an accelerator board from a Raspberry Pi, solder everything, put it in, install the OS distribution, and then I talk about some of the benefits you get when you do that. If you've not seen that video, please go watch that. I thought it was a fun video. I enjoyed putting it together. I think some of you might enjoy it, especially if you like endless soldering ASMR, right? So watch me solder points. That's fun for about, what I do, 40 spots? Yeah, yes, 2x20, 40, yeah. So I did do that, so go ahead and check that out. But I want to show you what I backed. No, not that one, Stephen. I want this one. So I didn't back a new Kickstarter. This I was not aware that they did, but I love this. Let's see, let's go to the rewards. But they have 2 hardware boards. You can get this board right here, which is just the board only. So if you have a ZX, an original, you can hack this into that, which is really cool. But I went for this one right here, which was just great. It's the ZX Spectrum Next upgrade board. And as you all know, the Mega 65 also had I'm pointing back here. I don't even think it's back here right now. No, where's my Mega 65? Oh, it's over there. The Mega 65, you can also, from Trends, order an upgrade board. So every time they have an increase, if you want to spin that, you can. I was very fortunate because I happen to have someone send me one of the upgrade boards for the Mega 65 because they wanted my videos to be the most current. So I'd have the latest hardware, which is great. And so I'm super excited that they offered that for the Spectrum Next Issue 3. So that's what I have. And the other great kicker about this, you get all the rewards, even with just the board. So not only do I get that, I get all the cool cores. I'm looking forward to the Sinclair QL core. I don't know why, but there's a Commodore 64. I think that was part of the other one. We'll probably play with it on the channel, the Commodore 64 core, but I'm not looking forward to it much. I think a CPC is in there. And not the Coupe de Ville, the Sam Coupe, there we go, is also going to be a funded core on the Issue 3, which is really cool. I like that. And a bunch of other games too. You get access to a bunch of games that are coming. Again, we got this estimated delivery, not expected, estimated of 2025. So if your Commodore Ultimate comes in and your Kickstarter Issue 3 board comes in, wow, what a holiday that is going to be for some of us, right? Pretty cool. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in chat. Starting to sound like the Amiga IP dispute. Yeah, and somebody else has the Amiga stuff. Taro. Neither one of them even own the Amiga stuff. So that's another section of the company that just got pulled out. And through that whole Dell and SCOM and whatever was going on there. Tani backed it. Good for you. Yes. Backed a black and that's Drex. One just wasn't enough, right? Hey, Drex, is this your first live stream with me? If it is, welcome. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Super to have a new person show up. I'm a Spectrum Next backer, and it's all your fault. Congratulations, you're welcome. I like spending other people's money for sure. And yes, I backed the black accelerated Next. Yeah, you may as well get the accelerated. I was chatting with someone, or not chatting, but commenting on the video I posted about it, and all of us agree. Why don't they just throw in the accelerator? It's $20 nowadays, folks. Just throw it in there. I am on the fence backing it. Never had a Spectrum, but the C64 core. No, it's not, Jerry. I just don't think that's attractive. But okay. But anyway, you should get it for the ZX Spectrum Next because, and again, if you've not seen it, watch my last video because I also highlight some of the features of the ZX Spectrum Next 2, Issue 2, and the features in it. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. There are some things you can do with it. I show you how to connect to the Raspberry Pi with the terminal program that's built in. So you're actually accessing the Pi through a terminal software that's created on the ZX Spectrum. So it's pretty cool. I'll also show you how to download software to it, which in some ways, and I think I'm going to do a comparison video at some point. Some ways there are things about the ZX Spectrum Next that I like more than the Mega 65 and vice versa. So there's some things about both. So I'm interested. I might do a comparison. If you're interested in a comparison video of those two devices, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I got the accelerated. I would buy a new C128 if Commodore build me. I know, Martin. Now, see, that's a head scratcher. I would be very interested in that too. Would you want the flat one or would you want the desktop model? Because I want a desktop model, one with maybe some additional things where we can add boards in there or something. I think that'd be really cool. I guess see Commodore Holdings BV bought Commodore from Tulip in the Netherlands and just sort of licensed Luigi, but now sold the whole lot to, oh shoot, it wasn't on there long enough. I'm sorry. I only have 15 seconds, I think. Let me get that back up there. There we go. Try that again. Oh, and Luigi should pay 6 points. Oh, wow. Yeah, sort of pay. Yeah, there's that whole licensing fee. I'd like to see the C120 with at least 256K of memory. Oh, man, that would be good. And a Z80 not running at snail's pace. Thank you very much. Yeah, they could do some really interesting things with that. Another comment that was made in another video that I was answering. Somebody wondered why the demo scene, the homebrew scene, wasn't big in the Commodore 128 in mode. Why weren't we seeing some really cool stuff come from that? I'm kind of curious about that too. Martin, heck yeah, new C68 and work in some expanded video modes. Yes, well, I don't know. At that point, aren't we really talking about the Mega 65? So if you really want that with the expanded video modes, maybe the Mega 65 is what you want because it's very, very similar. About my third live stream. Oh, this is your third live stream today, Drex. Is that what's going on? I don't expect we will get our KS3 this year. If we're lucky, somewhere. I wonder why they haven't updated it, Tani. You could be right though. They usually are delayed. We should make a Perry and Luigi platformer. Oh yes. Oh, somebody has got to do that. Yes. Platformer and competitive mode. I'm not sure what that looks like, but yes, that would be great. I think they just might reach their target tenfold. I think they are at tenfold, aren't they? That would be fun. Let's see. It should stretch the limit somehow faster. Z80 memory expansion. Yep, I agree. Okay, missed the last video on ZX, so we'll check it out. Thank you, Jerry. Go do that. My twin brother backed the magenta model. Oh, so twins. There you go. I like that. You're twinning. And just been an expensive month. I know it has been. Oh, and it's been really expensive for me too, because we got Vintage Computer Festival Midwest coming up, and for some reason I thought I needed a new camera to capture the content for that. So you should expect some content. Oh, by the way, if there's something specifically you want to see from Vintage Computer Festival, put that in the comments, in the chat. Oh, you can leave it in the comments too afterwards. By the way, if you guys comment after the live streams, that helps the live streams get out there. So if you got something, be sure to do that. Yeah, that's what I think. The 128D with the built-in 1581 would be super. Original full 256, but I'd have to piggyback a second MMU chip. Oh, that's quite interesting. Got the Mega 65, of course, yes. Oh, no, okay, I thought you had 3 live streams. I wasn't sure what that was in reference to. Sorry about that. At least there's no pandemic or major chip shortages this round. Yeah. I'm okay with the major chip shortages, but I'm not okay with that pandemic thing ever coming around again. All right, Mega 65 with the 64 core is pure bliss. Amen. Drex, love it. I love that core. I wish, and I also like that they have the original C64 mode from the Mega 65. That's pretty cool too. And Jeffrey, if you want to see what things run on the Mega 64, Jeffrey has and I can't remember the name of his channel. He tries all kinds of different games in C64 mode on the Mega 65. So those are kind of fun. It's a little quirky, but that's a little fun watch. Don't jinx it, please. Yes, Jerry, thank you. All right. Do we have more news? Am I done with news? I can't remember. Let's check and see if I think I have 1 or 2 more news items. Oh, yes, I do have a couple. Hold on. I need to move through these quickly because I know what time are we? Oh, we're doing okay because I usually do the first hour and then the last hour is the demo. So we're okay. Retro Directory. Have you guys heard of this? And I know this is Retro Directory 2.0, but if you are looking for things related to retro, this is your deal. Now, unfortunately, there is not a lot in my area, but I'm sure if you're in an area that has a lot of retro community, say Columbus, you're not getting anything. In my neck of the woods, which is Columbus, Indiana. Let's scroll on up to Indianapolis and see if there's anything up there. I'm not sure anybody's put anything up. There is a users group up in Indianapolis. And I'm not sure if they've actually, how about this? I'm just going to scroll through the map for you. Doesn't look like they've marked anything either. They usually meet a little bit further north, but yeah, there's nothing there either. But you can go over here and you can see all the different things that you have. YouTube channel. So I guess I need to add my YouTube channel. Jamie, if you're still online, you probably need to add your YouTube channel. Let's see if I can. Yeah, so you have this search the channels, but they would also show up on the map, is my understanding as well. So let's go back to our retro directory. You can also find stores if you're looking for retro stores. all those types of things. So it's really cool that they've updated it. I believe at some point it was paid for, and you don't have to do that. They're doing some small ads down here, which is really cool. And it's going to be ad sponsored. So if you've got a product that you want to sell, get out there and advertise. You can click right here and learn how to do that. Or you can also donate to help them get this thing kicking. Oh, there we go. I didn't have the places turned on. There we go. Okay, well, let's see what we have. So I do have some things. Oh my, there we go. I was wondering what was going on. And you can see it populating here. Let's click down to here. What do we have here? This is Downtown Indy. And they have, oh, I did not know that was there. The Pin Vault Indy. That's pretty cool. What is this? This is Tappers. Oh, yeah, I know Tappers for sure. 16-bit arcade. There you go. And what is this one out here? This is a Level Up Gaming Lounge. That's pretty cool. Let's see if the users group is on here somewhere. They were, like I said, they were a little north. I'm not seeing it. I don't think this is them. What's this one up here? This is Boss Battle Game. So again, just a great way to see what's going on. Here's, who's this? This is Lebanon. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Lebanon. That's right. They were a little further north. So there you go. The Indie Vintage Computer Club has posted. So I'm going to go ahead and at some point I'm going to put the YouTube channel on here. Need to do that. And let people know that there is a little something happening right in this neck of the woods right here. So I'll get that on there at some point. So if you have an item that you need to share, and it doesn't have to be your place. If you know of a place, you can put it on there. So I just think that is super cool. So very, very cool. And remember, you got to click the places button here. So if I click that, I'm sure that turns off. Here's events. No events in this general area. If I go up to Chicago, surely that will show up. So there you go. Memory Lane. That's interesting. I'm not sure what that is. What is Memory Lane? Don't know. Anyway, check out Retro Directory 2.0. Let's see. Tariffs. I'm not sure if the tariffs are going to put a stop to this or not. I'm not sure how that goes. Jerry, he's in Columbus too. He's just over on the other side. Yeah, you're over here. You're close for sure. Let's see if I can find Columbus, Ohio. There you are. Let's see what happens in Columbus here. So let's go ahead and pull up places. These are probably the places you know. Well, look, a little drive along the way. There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, this would be fun when you're traveling to check it out and see what's in local. And I'm probably going to start doing that. I do travel occasionally. So there's 16-bit arcade in Dublin. Jerry, if you've been to any of these, let me know. Level 1 bar. There you go, level 1. 16-bit bar. You got a bunch of spots all around town. 16-bit bar. Looks like you got a little chain there. And then what's ETF? Early Television Foundation and Museum. Oh, that's cool. I may have to make a trip over there. Check that one out. Jerry, if you know of anything that's missing, make sure you put that in there. So very, very cool. Well, all right, let's see. It will also mail you if you enable it when retro events are. Oh, that I've got to do. Thank you for that tip, Evil J. Taro, speaking of retro events, the Finnish Amiga users group celebrating Amiga's 40th in, is it Oulu? Oulu? I'm not sure. In the, what's that, the September 13th. Combs are stopping at Frankie's Deli when you come up. Oh, Frankie's Deli. I need to do that. Frankie's Deli sounds right up my alley. Like a good deli. Is that so? So I need to do that. Frankie's Deli. Where is that? Is that in Schaumburg? Or is it, you said it's all as I'm coming up. Is it along the way? So, by the way, let's talk VC. Well, no, we're not going to do that because that is one of our. I don't want that view. So we don't want to do that. Let me show you a couple more things and we'll get to this. So let me move through this. Do you all know about this? The Pico 286 project? Create a 286 computer with a Raspberry Pi Pico. This is amazing, folks. All the way up to an 8286 emulation, I think with a math coprocessor built into it. So it has sound card emulators. This is really cool. I'm curious about this. I really want to try this at some point. Not enough hours in my days to see it supports. CGA, Hercules graphics cards, enhanced VGA. Really seems pretty interesting. And of course, built-in floppy. So anybody done this, let me know in chat. But I am very curious about trying this. A Raspberry Pi Pico emulating 286 games. I'd love to maybe do a couple of 286 VGA games. Those could be really cool. There's some fun ones back in the day when I made the transition from my Amiga to PC. Those are some dark days. So let me know if anybody's tried this in chat. I'll come back down and chat in a minute. And then if you're not aware, Basic programming turns 60 this year as well. And as anybody who's used any retro computer from the 80s, BASIC was our programming language. Drove the Apple TRS-80, IBM, Commodore, Atari should be on here as well. It was just, BASIC was on everything. If you had a computer, they threw BASIC on it. And my very first programming language, as I'm sure it was many of yours. So just a really great article there. That's at Ars Technica, by the way, if you want to go check that out and relive the early days of programming. So 60 years. 60 years ago on May 1st, 1964. I wasn't born yet. Yeah, it's 1 year before I was born. At 4 a.m. in the morning, a quiet revolution in computing began at Dartmouth College. That's when mathematicians John Keven and Thomas E. Kurtz successfully ran the first program written in their newly developed BASIC, Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code, programming language on the college's General Electric GE 225 mainframe. Oh my goodness. That's pretty amazing. So many years ago, I did not know that BASIC was 1 year older than I am, so that'd be easy for me to keep up with it. And just barely, because I turned 60 in February. And it turned 60 in May. So May 1st. So really cool article. That one was just very nostalgic for me. So check that out at Ars Technica for a great little read. And then speaking of anniversaries, Commodore unveiled the first Amiga computer 40 years ago today, back on the 23rd of July, which is why today I'm doing my, my top-down camera just died. Let me see what's going on here. There we go. Which is why we are looking at this today. This is kind of my homage to the Amiga 40 years later. Not on an Amiga, not on an old Amiga, but on a retro Amiga. So I just thought that would be a whole lot of fun. So I don't know. That's, again, kind of my homage and my celebratory thing. And then finally, let's go ahead and talk about it. Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. September 13th and 14th. I am going up on the 12th and will be there until the 15th. I am staying at the Event Hotel. If you are going, let me know. And I posted in my Discord, if anybody wants to get together for lunch, we could do a little meetup somewhere or breakfast beforehand. Anything we want to try and do just to get to know each other. If you're out there and you're going, please let me know. Would love to meet up with you. Really looking forward to it this year. And no table, I don't think I'm doing anything, but plan on moving around. And I'm happy that I have kind of the 2 days to move around, which is really going to be nice. Okay. Oh, you love the Drex? Oh, Drex says, I love the, I just opened that today. This was part of the, unboxings that I had earlier in the video, Drex. So you can go back and find out where this came from when you just kind of scroll back. Well, don't scroll back now, but you can scroll back later and see that and then come back. Yeah, just brand new today, just fresh out of the bag, everything right there. All right, let's see. Let me just get caught up. Pronounced the same way as Olo. I don't know Wisconsin, so you're not helping me there. Alu or Owl. Oh, Owlu. Is that right, Mr. Landfill? Is that right? Oh, Mr. Landfill, by the way, I need to bring your memory expansion back to you. I will try and remember to do that for this Vintage Computer Festival. We'll get that back to you. So where is that? It's right there in a box, I believe. Yes, so I need to make sure and bring that back. That's the deli you fill. Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you. It was Frankie's Deli. Yes. I didn't, it was 2 years ago. Yeah, Jamie and I went there for dinner. It was good. I actually worked on actual 286s back in the day. I was only too happy to see them getting replaced by 386s for sure. Yes. First basic implementations were compiled, not interpreted. Did not know that. Yep, see you there, Mr. Landfill, for sure. The best thing about the mini desk cover is that you can keep it even on while operating it. Yeah, I guess you could, couldn't you? Overpriced pizza party. I'm not buying the pizza at the, that was, now this, the last time we saw Mr. Landfill, I guess we were in Schaumburg. That's right, yep. Olu, thank you, Taro, Olu. That deli was the bomb ditty. Yeah, it was good. We may have to go back there. But it was, I think from Schaumburg, it's a drive. So unless there's a Frankie's on the other side in Schaumburg, I'm not sure that's our choice. All right. I do want to say just a couple of quick things before we dive into, let me check my notes, make sure I've covered everything here. Yeah, we did that. Okay. Just a couple of quick things here. For those of you that support the channel, the Buy Me a Coffee will be shutting down. I have, as a matter of fact, I'm working now with my producers to figure out. I've asked them to let me know what the next levels will be. So all of the memberships will be down below with the YouTube memberships. And I've talked to some folks about that. Now, you'll have all the same levels and most of the perks are exactly the same as they were with the Buy Me a Coffee. So there is a slight price increase on all of them because, well, it's a choice I've made, but here's the reason I made the choice, and I'll tell you. YouTube takes more of that money than Buy Me a Coffee did. So just trying to balance that out. As a matter of fact, they take quite a bit more. I'm still going to be making less, even with the addition, than I did before. So I apologize that I'm putting that on you, so to speak. But it hasn't changed in what, 5 years, 6 years. So that's good. And then the other thing that was critical for me that I did not realize until I started working on this, once I lock them in, I'm done. I can't change those levels anymore. They get locked in because of the way YouTube does it. I would have to add another level to that next level. Add a level to a level, add another level to that selection. So hopefully by next weekend, those will be live. So if you'd like to support the channel in the interim, if you're interested in supporting the channel, don't forget you have that thanks button down below. You can send a few dollars, a few cents, whatever down there. We've already had Xander do that for us. Thank you. I'll get it out here in a minute. Xander did that a little bit earlier, so that is available. So I'll be restructuring all that and changing the pages, but some really cool perks. And I did decide that since I am raising the price on the Mega 65 membership a little bit, that I will continue with and this is a lot of work, but I enjoy it, but it will help me do it. I will continue to send the annual Christmas gift from Santa Combs. So, and hopefully you guys enjoy those that get those. You can get into the Discord, which I want to share with everybody who may be new to the channel. I do have a Discord where these kinds of conversations and chat just happen all the time. Got a good group in there. And there's one level where you can just be a lurker. In the lurker level, all you get is you can just view things. And you just kind of want to see what's going on. You don't really want to interact. Maybe you're an introvert and you just don't want that. And then the next level, the Vic 20 level, you can actually get into the chat and you'll be in there. So all that's coming. And I figured out, hopefully I haven't messed it up. I figured out how to connect your membership in YouTube to your Discord membership. So it'll keep those synced up for you, which is really nice. So looking forward to that. So a lot going on there. And thank you for continuing to have some patience with me, to my current subscribers, but hopefully some of you will choose to stay with me, and hopefully we'll also get some new subscribers going forward. All right, enough of that. If you have questions about that, feel free to put those in chat, and I will pronounce it right with Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm not going to try again. I have a nephew who lives in Wisconsin, so in family, and my grandkid lives up there. So it's just kind of I don't know. Maybe I'm channeling my nephew's voice right now. All right, let's do the fun thing. All right, let's talk about this. Here's what we have. So today what we're going to do is we are going to dig into let me get the little cover. Hey, we can do the reveal. The A500 Mini. Yeah, these so ready in case you missed it earlier. Thank you again, Maggie, for the really cool cover. I am so excited about that. So what I have, and I'm going to talk through the hardware, and if you have questions, let me know. First of all, I also want to say, if you've not seen this book, and you have an A500, this is, I think, $15, link in the video description. This is worth it. Now it is a little dated right now. Some of the stuff I'm going to show you today is not in here. He really needs a second edition now because things have come a long way, but I really enjoyed this. But the other thing I enjoy is every game is covered, and sometimes you just want some instructions for the game. And so you have all of that right here, which I really like that, but also, Holger does get very geeky at the beginning and the end. And the other thing I like is he has a complete teardown of the device so you can see the insides without taking yours apart. It is, again, a Cloanto. Here you go. Now, what's that all about? And then in the back, he talks about some of the other advanced stuff. So highly recommend if you're interested in getting the most out of this. Also, this video is going to help you get even more out of this than this did. Now, I'm not going to cover everything in the A500. We're going to see if we can push this thing to its limits. And this is the other dark side of it. We are going to cover a little software that's a little shady, okay? Especially given what we've just talked about with Commodore and rights and all that business. Excuse me. However, I'm doing this as an educational service for the community. Okay, so there's my statement. I am doing this as an educational resource for the community. And I'm not the only one who has shared this online. I don't want you to think that either. But some of the stuff is a little shady, as you'll see at the end. So let me come back down here to the top down. So let me tell you with the hardware, what do we have set up here? We have the A500. Now I am right here. This is plugged into the keyboard. So the keyboard is going direct. Is it the keyboard? Oh, wait, which one am I? Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the hub. I'm directly to this hub. This is a Sabrent hub. I love these things. This particular one, and I have linked to this down in the video description below, so you know if you get one that's going to work, this one will work. But what's really nice about this is you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots that are powered USB hubs to this device. And you have to power them by pressing this button. If the button isn't pressed, then it's not powered. I'm not sure if you can see that well. There you go. You can see the buttons there. There you go. See those. And then there are 3 that are not connected to the hub. They're just for charging. So you can plug a device in here, turn that on, and then you'll be charging that particular device, but it's not connected. So that's pretty cool. I like that. But this is the hub I use. It has worked. It has worked reliably. And so what I've done is I've plugged the hub here. Now the next thing I have is a USB drive here. A little thumb drive, and I've labeled that Amiga. So this has some Amiga software on here. I'm using my HDMI, and then I'm using USB-C to power. Now going over to the hub, I have a keyboard, and I've got to tell you the keyboard. So the keyboard, as you may or may not know, is supported by the A500, and really for some games you just have to have a keyboard. Do I have a top? You know what? I need a top picture-in-picture. Hold on just a second. I think I can do this quickly. Picture-in-picture. I need top and face. This is one of the things I like about the YOLO box. Let me go ahead and do an aspect ratio here. Let's do a 1 by 1. Let's go ahead and make this border blue. Let's make that Amiga blue. Okay, and then we'll change that scale a little bit, and we'll put me up here. And done. And let me rename that to. That is picture-in-picture top. There we go. And let me go ahead and move that over to here. There we go. Cancel that. There we go. There we go, right there. Now you can, I hate for you not to see my wonderful face while I'm talking. Not what you needed, right? Where was I? Oh, yeah. And so all of these devices are plugged in here, and then the keyboard is plugged in. So I found this Monoprice keyboard. I got this from Monoprice years and years ago. It worked. I will tell you, I went through about 3 different keyboards. Not every keyboard works. It's kind of like the keyboard for the FPGA for the Mega 65. There's certain keyboards that would work and certain ones that wouldn't. I did find that this one works, and this is a clacky mechanical keyboard. You can probably hear that. So this one did work. So if you plug in one of a keyboard and it doesn't work, try another one. And I hate that you have to do that, but that's just the way it is. So this one right here is the keyboard. And then we have our controller and we have our mouse, and those are the ones that come with the device, okay? So not the best controller, but it's fine for what we're gonna do today, all right? So now what I'm going to do is I am going to turn on the A500. Let me go to my retro view. Let's just, let's go to this view first, because I want you to see it boot up. And hopefully it is going to boot up. Yes, I'm still here. I know it's a dark screen. Is it booting? Okay, this, I have had problems every once in a while with my capture card, and why is it doing it again? Let me see, let me get my, and you do not have to watch a dark screen. Let me go back over here and see, where is my, here it is. Gotta get my thing here and see what's going on. Yep, I'm gonna have to reboot. Hold on just a second here. I don't know why this does that, but it just loves to mess me up whenever it gets an opportunity. So let me do that. And let's unplug it, and let's pull this out. In fact, I'm just going to take that off for now. All right. And let's see if we get our image back here. There we go. Now we have that. Now let's see if we can get our thing back on here. There we go. Oh, interesting. I'm getting a no signal. That's not good. Let's see what's going on. Let me go back to... Everything was working yesterday. Can you believe it? Here we go. This is the way it goes. So hold on a second. Let's see if we can get this thing working here. Let's go here. And all right, so I know. So when you chuck it in a fit of rage, it comes back to, there we go. Gosh, so weird. So weird. All right, here we go. There you go. All right. So as you all know, and again, I'm not going to go through this. You know what this is. This is your carousel. You do all that, blah, blah, blah. You can play games. All right. So good. That's fun. That's out of the box experience. We love it. We know it. We hate the games it comes with. There's maybe 2 or 3 good ones, but the rest of them really stink. So what you do is you go and you format a FAT32 USB drive, and then you shove it in there in the back. And then what happens is, as you all know, you get this little menu right here, and it says, hey, you've got a USB shoved in there. Let's activate our USB media access. And when you do that, you press your little button right here, your little button right there, and then you get this right here. You get the contents of your USB drive. Now, I should say you need to upgrade to 1.2.1 of the firmware. If you've not done that, you need to do that. I do have a video on how to upgrade your firmware on the A500, so go check that out if you've not seen that. It's pretty easy. You probably don't even watch the video, but if you want to watch the video, you can do that. I do have a view here. This is not really going to work well for now, but I'll come back to that in a minute so that I can talk to you while we're looking. So let's go back to here for now. There we go. And let me move this over here so I have quicker access to it. So what I want to show you first is, obviously you all know, and I hope you know, you should know, the way that you can load media besides the games that are included in the carousel is you can have ADF files. So what I have here is I have Armageddon in 2 files. It's disk image 1 and disk image 2. So you can see that there. Now, what's interesting is you can load the first one and then you can do a disk swap. So what I can do is I can say, let's add this one, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to add this one. Oops, I'm sorry. Add this one, and then I'm going to hit, let me show you here. I'm going to hit this right button right here and then watch what happens. Oops, not that one, Stephen. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to hit the right button, and you can see it adds those 2 disk images. So now both of those 2 disk images are loaded. And you can see I can hit home to start the game. And now what's going to happen is Armageddon is going to load, and it's going to take forever because it's a .adf game. Oh, that wasn't too bad. You can see that here. Let me check and make sure that we've got sound here so that you can hear the games. I don't need to hear the games, but you might want to hear the games. Let's see, retro looks like it's going. Yeah, it looks like we're good. So let me go ahead, and then I'm going to press a button or return or something. Let's do, no, it's not return. You always got to figure out, what is it? Is it a mouse button? It was a mouse button press, so I had to have a mouse button press for that to continue. Now, here you go. It says cracked by the company, disk 2 in drive A, thank you. And so in order to switch to that other one, after you've already loaded it and it says it's in there, you got a little thing that you need to do. And what that thing is you got to hold your home down and then tap this button, and then that'll load disk 2. So let me go back and show you how that works. So we're going to do this and this. And you see it selects 2. Now that's selected. It doesn't automatically do it. Now I got to come down here. There you go. And now it registered that it's loaded, and it'll start loading the next disk. So that's the way that we have traditionally loaded software that was not included in the carousel. You download a .adf image for games you legitimately own, so to speak, or abandonware, whichever you are in that camp, and that's how you load them. Now, what's important to note is you are loading those at the A500 speeds, so like a 68,000 processor with the minimal memory, that type of thing. The bad news is when you do the ADFs, there's no way to get to the emulator that's built in. There is an emulator that's built in. This is not an FPGA, obviously. As we all know, this is an emulator running on some hardware. There's no way to access, whenever we have an ADF, the kind of back end of that setting the processor and all of those. Now there is a menu option, and I don't know if I can get to it. Let's see if we can get to it. I'm going to press home. And you'll notice that the game is still loaded in the upper right-hand corner. See that up there? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press menu. I'm going to go to system options. And you'll see there's nothing really there that we have, right? You can go to advanced options, system information. See, there's nothing really there. So there's no way to, here's expert mode. Let's see. See, there's nothing there that lets me get to the emulator options, right? Okay, so let me go ahead and press home again. So what do we do if we ever want to play something? Because believe it or not, this device is capable of going all the way up to a 68040 processor. It can do that. So let's look at another way then. Okay, if we can't do that, let's try something else. Let's go ahead and exit out of here. And let's talk about another option. So again, that's single disk images, ADF. Now I'm not going to play this game, but evidently Armageddon is really good. You should try that sometime if anybody has played Armageddon. Let's go ahead and go to here. And I'm going to go back. And there's another way you can load files, and that's through LHA files. Now that uses something called Workbench Hard Drive Load, WHDL mode. You can activate WHDL mode on your A500 legitimately, and actually RetroGames provides these instructions, and you can load HDL files with WHDLoad. So you simply go to their website, their firmware upgrade page will give you instructions to link to the activating the WHDL, and they actually give you another game, Citadel, to load and try, which is really cool. And there is a hack through Citadel that you can do to get to some of the settings for your A500. But I do want to show you the difference in loading times and what it looks like for a WHDL file. The nice thing about a WHDL file too is 1 disk, 2 disks, 3 disks, or 4 disks is all included in the one package. You don't have to worry about adding those sequentially, okay, to that menu in the carousel thing. So let's go back to there. And what I want to do is because this is going to be really interesting, we are going to load A10 Tank Killer, and I'm doing that very specifically. A10 Tank Killer is a resource hog. This thing barely ran when it ran on an A500. Now I want you to see the quality. So I'm going to go ahead and we are going to load that game right there. And we are going to start it right here. And you can see that that is a 3-disc set. That is A10 Tank Killer version 2.0. So we are going to start the game. And we're going to let that load, and I want you to see what happens as it loads. Again, now because we're in WHDLoad mode, its default is going to load into the A500 specification. Still, I don't think, hey, you know what, I'm not sure. You can see Workbench just loaded. I'm not sure. There actually may be, I have not tried this. This is actually, yeah, hey, Yagi Boat, good to have you. Yeah, it is, WHDLoad is the way to go, maybe. For the A500 Mini. There may be a better way, as I'm going to show you. Okay, so hold that thought. All right, here we go. Let's see, do we have our sound? Actually, I don't think there is sound for this particular game at this moment. Let me just make sure it's turned on. Yep, retro's turned on, so we're good. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we have sound. Okay, so you're getting sound. Let me know if the sound's too loud. I can pull that back just a little bit maybe. There we go, A10 Tank Killer. Now I am going to load this because I want you to see the gameplay. So the other thing is there's no way to get, again, to any kind of menu to make the changes for the hardware, right? So we're playing on an pretty much a stock A500, all right? Let's see if we can, we'll press space bar. And our mouse is working, I think. Oh, no, wait, this is not the mouse. This is really weird. This is, you have to use, it looks like a mouse, but you have to use this. And we're going to fly one mission. I just want you to see the performance on the stock A500. We're going to go ahead and do training. That's good. Whoops. Let's do a tank. It doesn't matter. And let's go ahead and go. Oops. Fly now. All right. So now that we have a keyboard, the other nice thing is we have a keyboard, so we can get to our gear. We don't have to use that virtual keyboard, which is a pain in the neck. We can accelerate with our plus and our minus or decelerate. We've got our views. We'll look at those here in just a minute. And I used to play the heck out of this game. I'm not gonna lie. This was my jam, man. Back in the day, I loved A10 Tank Killer. This is for the Amiga. You know, people were sharing games. I bought this one. This one was me. And then at the time that this came out, I was actually in the Army, and I was an armor officer. And these guys were flying around protecting us in tanks, or protecting the tanks down below, so I loved it. So here it is. Now, I want you to watch the frame rates, okay? And this, you'll understand why I'm doing this a little bit later, okay? So we're gonna get to that. So I'm gonna press plus, and I am going to get us going. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna get us up to about 150, is about the takeoff. There we go. And you'll notice the frame rates are pretty bad. And then I'm going to get up in the air. I just want to get up in the air. There we go. All right. And we're just going to climb a little bit, and it's going to give me all kinds of warnings. And let's just change our views. So there's your right side view. Here's your left side, or this is your right side view. This is your left side view. There we go. Here is your outside view, which is kind of cool. So we'll go ahead and pull that down. But you can see it's laggy. I cannot believe to this day I used to play this game like this, honestly. There you go. There's an outside view again there, and then we can go back into the cockpit right there. And you can see it's pretty laggy, right? You guys got it. So you saw that. So I wanted to make sure that you saw that. All right, because we are going to fix that, folks. We are going to make this a game that you could be proud to play and enjoy playing. I do remember playing this and thinking, oh my goodness, this is going to take me forever to get anywhere. And it really wasn't, but it's just the frame rate made you feel like you were floating in space instead of flying in space. But what a cool game. Anybody else play this game? Again, I really liked it. And by the way, there are some other settings here. I guess I could show you those. Hold on. I need to, let's see if I can show you those. I don't know if I can back out. I don't remember. Let's go ahead and return to base. I want to show you those settings that you can do. So I'm going to go back to here. And what I'm going to do is, hopefully, I do like WHDLoad definitely loads these faster. That is for sure. Please wait. And we'll have a way to load this faster too, by the way, folks. We'll see that here in a little bit too. Okay, I'm going to, yeah. Okay, let's go back to our menu. And I want to go down here to Preferences. I'm going to show you something that's very interesting. If we go to Preferences, you'll see down at the bottom we have graphics modes. Now, currently we're set to graphics modes. We're on the very highest, so we're at the slowest graphics possible. You can also change that down to number 1, which changes it and makes it a little more responsive. You're at 16 colors, wireframe shapes, no shading, fastest graphics, least detail. All right, so what does that look like? Well, let me show you what that looks like. Sound is on. There we go. Let's go ahead and exit out of here. So there is an option for you to change that. Let's fly one mission. And let's fly now. And let's let you see what the fastest graphics possible in A10 Tank Killer looks like. And while that's loading, let's come in here to chat and see what you got. Tank Shredder. There you go. I like that. I played it on my 286. Yeah, how was that on? Hey, we could put that on our 286 Pico and try that. That would be kind of fun. Amigas and 3D graphics didn't go well together. You really needed a fast accelerator. And for the price of one, you could buy an entire PC. Exactly. So look at see the wire. The mountain is a wireframe, folks. It's the mountain is a wireframe, and we don't even have shading on the runway. How bad is that? But it's playable, I guess. I assume. Let's see if we can take off here. 150. There we go. That should get me up in the air. All right, let's see what our views look like. Yeah, see, we're just wireframe. And even at that, it's very slow. I mean, look at that. very, very slow. Oh, there you go. You know, interestingly too, I don't know that I ever played in this mode when I had this game originally. And it's not much faster. I mean, look at that. It's really not a whole lot faster as you look at this. No, really, really not faster. So, all right, let me go ahead and get out of here. So we'll do that, and let's just check on chat and see what you've. Where are we so far? Let's see what we have. Cool. Oh, thank you. Yaggy Boat is here. Hey, Yaggy Boat. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining. This is, I think this is your first time with us, so good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Mislav would know his Amiga for sure. I know he's probably pretty excited about this particular live stream because I rarely do Amiga stuff. Just because, again, the theme of the channel is typically 8 bits. But in honor of the 40th anniversary, I thought we should do something. Nobody I knew had an A500, used a controller. Everybody had a small collection of joysticks. I know, exactly. Oh, the joysticks. Oh, the joys of using emulated retro platform with the modern keyboard lacking all of the custom keys. Yeah, and you can do some mapping with the A500 Mini, which is nice. Terpin asks, have you heard of PC UAE? It's custom software that can be put on the Mini and Maxi. Well, hang on to that thought. Hang on to that thought. I have something I think you might enjoy. We're going to talk about something. I am not going to be able to get to every chat, folks. Sorry. Let me look through here. Of course, we purchased all those games. Yes, we did. Yeah, got me thinking about my A500 Mini. Getting mine out now. I have been resetting for a few months. Very cool. Don't forget, pick up your custom A500 So Ready cover for your A500 Mini. Not a sponsor. I just love Maggie over at So Ready. She's fabulous. So go at the link down in the video description below. You can get that and get right there. So get you one of those too while you're at it, Yagi. We were just making backups religiously all the time at various gatherings. Yes, and I always made backups for other people because I wanted to make sure that they were protected and they didn't lose their original copy. Were you all like that too? Just generous? You know, just wanted to make a backup for your friends so that they had backups? That's right. Legitimate backups for posterity. Yeah, where are all those backups now? They're in the landfills. Ironically, cracked copies have helped enormously with preserving video games for posterity. Absolutely. We would not have any of these now if that had not happened. Armageddon could be played with 2 computers connected to each other. Yes, I read that. I'm really anxious in this. I'm curious to play this game. I'm going to do it at some point. Sound, yes, there is sound. Okay, good, thank you. Played it. Amigas in 3D. Yeah, we already did that one. Played all these games on my Atari ST back then. Oh, that's interesting. My favorite Sims were Gunship. Yes, Gunship was another good one. Agreed. And Falcon F-16, which actually comes on the A500, by the way. Gunship 2000 was good, Drex. Yes, absolutely. Gunship and Silent Service were awesome games. Yeah, I tended, as those of you who may be new to the channel, I'm retired military, so I tend to really enjoy the military games from all services, for sure. Wow, Mr. Landfill says all of his backups are upstairs in his computer room. Good for you. All right, let's go back. Now I'm going to show you something really cool now. All right, here we go. Let's go back into boop, 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 boop. Where is it? There it is. Picture-in-picture retro. No, let's just do retro because you want to see the whole thing. So where is that? That is, where is my retro? Oh, I think I had to do it here. Yeah, I did. I don't have a button for it. Okay, so I want to show you something else I've done. Now, I should also say, by the way, guys, at some point during this live stream, we are going to get a guru meditation. It's just going to happen. The whole time I was playing around with this, I always would get a guru meditation at some point. I'll be surprised if we don't have one. We're going to get one. And at some point, just so you all know, we're probably going to have to reboot the A500 Mini just because we're pushing it. It gets scrambled sometimes. And so I am prepared for that. I know that that's going to happen. And I just want you to be prepared for it too. Okay. So let's go back into our retro. And I want to talk about this other cool thing on here. So let me go ahead and go into, by the way, the keyboard works in the carousel too. I don't know if you knew that, but you can get a carousel or put a keyboard on and your carousel works. And so I can go there and I can hit enter and that'll take me in. So I want to show you something else. Oh, I do want to talk about one more thing. Let me go up here to Flashback. I want to show you Flashback. By the way, if you want to, if you have a, and I think I can do, yeah, that'd be fine. If you do have a game that has more than 3 slots because the A500 only supports 3 slots, like Flashback, which is another game I'm looking forward to playing. I just learned about it. It looks really good, folks. Maybe we'll fire it up here. I'll tell you what, let's fire it up here while I'm talking about it. But if you create a playlist file, it's a .m3u file, which is what this file is right here. It'll automatically load those ADFs for you. But Flashback looks like a really cool game. It's just one that I found. It was highly recommended, and it was a 4-disc. So if you, I guess I could, let's see if I can, let me go ahead. I'm not sure if my playlist file actually works. I'm curious. Let's see if it works. And let's go ahead and home to start the game. But that is another way that if you have multi-disc, you can create these M3U files, these playlist files. Oh, it looks like it's going to work. And it will automatically load your disk images for you. So if you need, if you want to do that and take the time to do that, all you need to do is put the path behind the file name for each ADF file, and it'll automatically load those. But check this out. This is, anybody heard of Flashback? Let me know if you're familiar with Flashback. It wouldn't be Amiga without Guru Meditation. You're right, Drex. Now this is a protected version, but guess what? The password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's been cracked, obviously. So we don't have to worry about going through the manual. In the manual, you had to go through and find the code, which is wild. And just so happens the passcode for every level is 00000 on this cracked version, which is nice. But again, it sounds good, looks good. Let's take a moment to relish in Flashback. That was kind of an abrupt stop, wasn't it? And that's it. I didn't touch anything. It just stops right there, which I think is very interesting. Let's see how far we go. Of course I've heard of Flashback, says Mislav. Yeah, he even played it. Outstanding. Let's go ahead and hit start. Oh. Or do I have to hit a button? Let's see. Let's see which one this one. Oh, this is a mouse one. Actually, nothing's working. I think we locked. Oh, there it went. Okay, insert Flashback to. Okay. Do we have to do that thing? I didn't think we had to do that thing. Maybe we do have. Oh yeah, we do have. We still have to. Still have to tell it to switch. So home and right button. There we go. And there we go. Give it a second. It should recognize that it's been inserted. There we go. And let's see if the demo continues, because I want you to see this if you've not seen it. It's really good. There's a good video on YouTube about the technical details of the opening. Oh, really? I have to check that out. Evil J, if you happen to find that, want to post that in the Discord, let me know. You can't post to here, unfortunately, but let's see. Let's go back to Flashback. And there you go. There's the game. So you have controls. You can use your mouse, or not your mouse, your controller, and really looks good. And then you can jump. Whee! There you go. You can get into there, and then you can kind of rotate around. And then you have all kinds of stuff that you can do. And I am going to play this game at some point. This looks really good. So if I wanted, I don't know if I can jump back up right there. There's someplace you can jump. Let's see. Yeah, not there. Anyway, but there's the game. A little bit of adventure-like, and it's really cool. I love the graphics. I think the graphics are very, very good for the Amiga. So there you go. There is Flashback, and using a playlist file so it knows which discs are next, which is really cool. All right, so like that. Now we're getting to Flashback in Another World. Yeah, Another World. Another World is actually on this, right? So I believe Another World is on here, if I remember. Yep, there it is. So Another World actually comes with this device, which is really cool. So if you want to play that, you can do that. Looks like Jamie's out of here. I got a jet. I'll catch the rest later. Enjoyed it. Take care. Yeah, see you, Jamie. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. I was going to say it looks like Another World, even with the starting cartoon. Absolutely. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is how are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing good. We're probably going to go a little bit over 2 hours. I hope you all are with me, but I knew this was content loaded today. But if you're into Amigas, you're really going to enjoy this. So let me go ahead and go back to here, and I get that it's cut off, but I'm just going to leave it on here for now. And then, well, I mean, I guess I should do it right? Okay, let's go ahead and go in here. And then the next thing I want to show you is this thing right here. When I go back, if you've not heard of, oh my goodness, AMiNIMiga, folks, AMiNIMiga is amazing, as you're going to find out. AMiNIMiga is allowing us to load a full Workbench 3.9 instance on our A500 via USB drive. And now when I say a full instance, I'm not talking just Workbench 3.5. This is the dark side I was talking about. Like AMiNIMiga 4 and the new version 5 coming out, it includes everything, all right? And we're going to take it, well, it can't include but it includes anything that you probably want. Plus, it turns this A500 into a 68040 with a lot of memory, a lot of extra cycles for computing. It's amazing, okay? And so the reason I showed you A10 is you're going to see A10, what it looked like on a 68040 using AMiNIMiga software. So it is pretty cool. So let me go back here and show you how we load this. Now this is easy. And what I've done is I've put a link, or did I? Did I not? I don't think I did. I will need to do that. You can do a search for AMiNIMiga, and what will happen is you will be taken to a Discord server. And that Discord server is where you'll find all the links to everything that you need and instructions, okay? So I tell you that. I will try and remember to get down there below and post that when I get done. It's a very simple process. It's basically loading a couple of files on your USB drive with WHDLoad, because that still needs to be activated for this to work. And then now it's a huge download. So be prepared for that. If you're on a slow connection, set it, forget it, go home, come back the next day, and it'll be there, okay? But it is pretty impressive. So let me see. Now, this is where typically the A500 crashes, because I've already loaded a bunch of other stuff. But we're going to go ahead and go through anyway. I'm going to start AMiNIMiga version 2.2F. And we'll hit the home. And now we're going to go back to this view right here. And we're going to watch it load together. And now, AMiNIMiga is so big, there is no way I can cover everything in this live stream. We could do several hundred live streams in order to cover everything that's on here. So just so that you need to get the new Outrun on the Mini. Yes, I heard that was in process. So that's kind of interesting too. By the way, I think it's still working. It may not be working, guys. We may have to reboot. It typically does not take that long. I think, yep, this is where I think we have borked it. Yep, we have borked it. So I'm going to have to power off the A500 and then reset it and come right back in. So let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just pulling it out because nothing is happening, right? Now let me make sure. Yeah, nothing is happening. So we're going to reset with the button. I don't know if that'll work. Let's see. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 2009, 1000. Yeah, see, even the button isn't turning off the light. I don't think, yeah, see, it's not even turning it off. So this is a hard reset. This is as hard a reset as you're going to get. Now, the nice thing is, if you're playing with AMiNIMiga, once you get it loaded, as long as you haven't done all that stuff like I tried to share before, you typically don't have any issues with it. So it's pretty stable, except for a couple of guru meditations occasionally. A lot of times that's just a simple click of the button and it comes right back. As you know, guru meditations are like that. All right, let me go ahead and turn it back on now that I've plugged it in. It's back on. Let's watch it boot up together here. Let's hope it boots up. There we go. Got a signal now. It's locking in. The familiar A500 Mini screen. I do like that, I have to say. All right, let's go ahead and let's go back into here. And let's come down here. Oh, you know what? Do I have time? I do want to say this. There is another thing that comes with it, and that is, as a matter of fact, you're going to find this folder here. You're going to find this when you download it, this and this. This is what you want for AMiNIMiga. There is this thing right here, Pandori. Pandori actually is Quake on your A500 Mini. And evidently with the AMiNIMiga, if you have a USB network adapter, You can also plug in and get online with your A500, which I think is another really cool thing that would make another fun live stream, taking your A500 online. Maybe I'll do that at some point. I don't know. You may not be interested in that, but that is something I'm going to try. But you can play Quake with this device. Because we're short on time, I'm not going to do that. That'll be something that you can experience. But if you go to Pandora and go to Quake, that will be in there. Again, that comes with the AMiNIMiga software, startup software. It's just a great way to showcase what the A500 Mini is capable of when it emulates a 68040 Amiga, like 4000 tower, so to speak. All right, let's see if we can get this thing to finally load. Please load. Hopefully I haven't borked my USB drive. I'm a little concerned because there's usually something on the screen by now. We may have to try. Oh no, it was working yesterday. Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it, Yagi? So this is not cool, folks. It was working perfectly yesterday. What in the world? Why do these things happen to retrocombs? Let me try some. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good. Whew. I was getting a little concerned there. All right. So let me check my view here. Am I showing everything? I'm going to make a quick adjustment here. Hold on just a second. Let me edit this. And I'm going to, let's see, let's bring this over here. And let me see if I can bring that in. Let's see, I need to crop. There we go. And let's bring this out here. I'm getting the rest of the screen in there for you so you can see it. There, oh, that's not good. That seems worse. There we go. All right. And you can't see what I'm doing, but here in just a minute, you'll be able to see the fruits of my labor. There we go. All right. So there you go. Now you can finally see the screen. And as you can see, the mouse works. Everything is great. And you'll see over here, Quake. This is the same thing that's running over that I just told you about. We will not do that. But what I want to do is I want to show you, first of all, is it system or is it work? Maybe it's work. Let me go to work and I want to show you the benchmark, and I want you to see actually what we're running here. Let's go ahead and run sysinfo 044, and we're going to run sysinfo, and we're going to do a, let's see, let's do a speed right here. Let's compute our speeds and see what the little A500 Mini is running. Look at this. Oh my goodness. We are at a stock A500. Okay, so a stock A500, we're running 327 times faster, or is it megahertz? Is it like, no, it's 327 times faster. That's right. And then if we're running at a 68040 25 megahertz, we're running it almost 10 times faster than that. So this is pretty amazing. This is what we have squeaked out of our A500 Mini. Now, let me tell you why that's important. So I'm going to go ahead and quit this. And I'm going to close this out right here. Now, this thing comes with all kinds of stuff, right? Here's all your crack tools right here. This is all this disk archiving that we were doing back in the day. If you need a graphics application, here's all the populars. Of course, DPaint 4 was my jam. This is DPaint 5. I don't know that I ever had 5. I think I've stuck in 4 for years. But you have Photon Paint, 3D Construction Kit. It's all on here. If you have some music you need to generate, you can do that in here as well. You got Amiga amp for playing, trackers. You got benchmark. Here's internet. So if we did have that connected online, we'd be able to browse, which again, I think that could be something that would be a whole lot of fun. I was really pleased to find this and find that WordPerfect was included. I had WordPerfect, believe it or not, for the Amiga. I just loved WordPerfect. It was the best word processor, even despite, you know, these fun WYSIWYGs like ProWrite and FinalWriter. I'll load one up so you can see it. FinalWriter was okay. I think ProWrite was the one I used more, but let me bring up FinalWriter. And you can see we just have a standard old school word processor, pretty modern even for its time. Really cool stuff there. So let me go ahead and quit this one. I got to remember how to do this. That's right. Hold that, come down and let up on quit. There you go. I have to do that 2-button mouse thing. It always messes me up. So just all kinds of cool things there. We also have developments, kits in here, things for development. We have multimedia here. You can see that right there. So Disney Animation Studio is on here if you want to play with that. FFmpeg, which is interesting, is on here. Amiga Vision, remember the point and click? It was the Apple Card, yeah, Apple Card killer. It actually was an Apple Card killer. It was so much better than Apple Card. And then you have some system apps here. And you can see those here. So if you need to work with your files, Directory Opus is on here. That's everybody's favorite. File Master was another good one. Power Packer, just all kinds of really cool stuff. What's Which Amiga? I don't know that. What is Which Amiga? I don't know what that is. Oh, it just tells you information about it. So here we go. We are a 68040 running at 130.5 megahertz, folks. We actually driving an FPU at 130 megahertz. We have a bunch of memory. We're running Picasso 96. ChipMem is 8 meg. FastMem is 147 megs roughly. Holy cow. And you can see all that. So just amazing specs on this A500 Mini, right? So that is under the work. And then we have something called games. We have a whole folder over here called games. You can see we have emulators. So, hey, if you want your Amiga to emulate a Spectrum, we talked a lot about Specky today, you can do that. We have a 64 emulator. We have a SNES or a Super Nintendo, ZX Live. We have all kinds of stuff. So if you need to emulate something, you can do that as well. We have net games. If we were live, we could do that. We have Workbench games, which were games that worked in their own Workbench window. You can see all of those here if you want to play those. Again, just an amazing collection of stuff. But here's the game launchers. And many of you are familiar with iGame. I believe iGame is also available on PiAmiga, and that's being used on there. So let me load this up, because what I want to do is I want to load up, I think it's just this one, or do I have to use the patched? I think, let's see, let me do this one. Maybe it was this one. We're going to go ahead and load iGame 2.5 or 2.4.5. And what I want to do is wait for this list to load. And then what we're going to do, and I think the search would probably work, but I had some problems with it easier. We are going to come down to A10 Tank Killer. Remember that game we just played? And I want you to see this. And I want you to see this loaded on. Let's see, I think I double click. Hold on. There we go. It's loading. And I want you to see this and how it runs on a 68040, right? So now you're not playing on a stock A500. We are playing on some significant hardware, lots of memory, faster loading, as you can tell. This is the way you want to play Tank Killer, for sure. I'll come back to chat here in a little bit and see how everybody's doing. But I want you to see this. And then, oh, we're doing good on time. So I want you to see this. And then what we'll do is we'll explore a little bit more what's available with AMiNIMiga. Sorry, dropped off there just a little bit. Let me fix that. I probably should go back and redo that screen, but we'll keep it here for you so that you can see that. All right, here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and click our mouse. Now, interestingly too, on this version, the mouse works, and I'm not sure why it didn't before on the other version. But here's the other thing I want you to see. So I am going to show you something interesting. I'm going to hit F12, okay? So I've got the keyboard. I'm in AMiNIMiga, right? I'm gonna hit F12, all right? So let me go back to my screen here because I want you to see that. And when I hit F12, watch what happens. Now I have access to the configuration. This is what we wish we had on all those other games, because there's no reason the games in the carousel couldn't pull up this menu. It's kind of built in now when we added WHDLoad. So now you can go through here and you can change all of the settings to match the CPU you want, the chipset, the ROMs. It actually has the ROMs built into it. You can change the sound to make sure you get the right output. You can change your inputs, the type of joystick you're using, all of that with a simple press of the F12, and F12 returns. How cool is that, folks? Let's fly a mission. And again, the joystick's working here. I don't have to just use the controller. And now what we're going to do, I'll tell you what, I don't want to fly. Let me go back. Let me cancel that. Let's go ahead and make sure we have cranked up our graphics. So we are on graphics mode 8 of 8. So we're at EHB mode, dithered filled shape, light source shape, mostly slow, everything. That's what we've got it all turned on, folks. And now what we're going to do is go in and fly a mission. And we are going to fly now. And let's watch how quickly this loads first. Another flash. There it is. It should load in the next screen. There we go. All right, so now we are completely shaded. Let's take a look at our surroundings. Now again, this is completely shaded Amiga style, right? But what I want you to note, let's go ahead and take off. Now I'm gonna turn on my, look at that frame rate. It's already better. Look at this. We're gonna crank it up here to 150 so we can take off. Let me go ahead and get going here. And I'm going to pull back on the joystick here. Whoa, did you see how quickly that was? I mean, before it was just barely. And then let's go ahead and take a look out around here. You can see things are moving pretty smartly there. Now this is a playable game. I can play this game, and then you can see we're doing this. Now we should probably extend our gear. So let me put my gear up with the G key. And now we can fly. And look, we couldn't have done that before playing on the A500, and that would have just driven us nuts. But this is really responsive. It's a ton of fun, and I never thought I would enjoy this game so much more than what I'm enjoying it when I play it on AMiNIMiga on a 68040. Check that out, folks. Isn't that cool? Look at that. That is Flight Simulator 1.0, 2.0 level quality experience right there. I mean, wow. Let's go ahead and because it's almost instantaneous, the controls feel so much better. And let's see if we can buzz a tower or something here. What do we have here? Oh, I don't know. Whoa, I'm gonna crash. Whoop, pull up. Almost crashed. Anyway, there you go. And now I can get out of here. If I hit escape, I can return to base. Let's go ahead and do that. And let me go ahead and let's go back to the workbench here. Let me get out of here. Yeah, I have some news. Yeah, I know. I didn't finish it. That's why you have some news for me. And let's get out of here. And go. And let's quit. And there we go. So now we're back. All right, let's go ahead and see what you guys think. Obviously, that was a big difference, right? And that's what is AMiNIMiga is really cool. AMiNIMiga official YouTube channel is actually linked. I think I have that linked down in the video description, or I did yesterday. I may not have that linked. I had a problem with the video description. That it should be linked if it's not down there. But thank you for that, for posting that here. I'll try and capture that and put that in there. But yes, you need to check out their channel. They'll just tell you how to set it up and some other information too. Classic game, and boy, was it mind-blowing when it came out. No doubt. I love that game. Thought it was awesome. AMiNIMiga is cool. I got one early. I got an early one with KickROM. I think we now have to provide our own Kickstart. I did not. And this was just recently. I did this within the last week, just so you know. When opening a modern website, your typical browser uses 100, 200 megabytes of memory, and anything slower than a 1 gigahertz CPU will have issues. Yeah, it would struggle with modern sites for sure. Tony says he had the Atari ST, but it was full of bugs, or WordPerfect 4 that was. Yeah, I used WordPerfect on the PC at work. Amiga, there was actually, I think, wasn't there a version for, yes, there was a Windows version of it as well. I used that for my master's thesis, I think. Yeah, big difference, huge difference, as Taro says. It is so much nicer. So I have a few minutes here. If you guys are game, I'm happy to show you a few more things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop back in here. If there is something, I don't really want to go into all the games, but just suffice it to say, probably every game you want to play is on here. And again, every game is on here, which is nice. And maybe we'll fire up Quake here in just a minute, because that's pretty cool. But there are some really cool games. And actually, we're going to take a look. I'll tell you what, we are going to take a look at one of the 3D games here in just a minute. We will do that. We do have media. If you want to play some mod files, you can do that here. Now, you'll need to load up one of the mod players. But that is available for you as well. And then Media 2 has animations, MP3s, or SIDs. So there is a SID player on here. If you want to play some SIDs, you can do that as well. Over here, we have WHD1, which has additional games and magazines, things on here. So you can see this is where all the games are held that iGame is finding. So you can see all those here. So you can load those manually that way if you want to do that. Here's WHD2. So these are the other additional games. So this is G through W, or G through Z. You can see that. So again, if you just want to go in and load the WHD yourself, you kind of know where it is. Alphabetically, you can go grab that. So here, let's see, here's S. Let's go ahead. Let's see, is there a Star Trek game? I don't know. Is there a good Amiga Star Trek game? I'm unsure. Let's see, Secrets of Monkey Island. Seek and Destroy, Sensible. There's a lot of stuff on here. Holy cow. And then there's probably some stuff over here to the right. Yeah, there is. So this is that whole weirdness where you're, can you just list? I forget if you, there's not a list view. Is there? Is there a list view? Let's see, window, iconify, close, view, by text. There we go. And then we can see all the games this way. Let's do it this way instead. That'll be better. Star Lord, Star Trash. I was looking to see if there's a Star. There you go. Star Trek 25th anniversary. Ooh, here's AGA. Let's see if this works. Let's see. I'm not sure what I would load here. I need to go back to my here. I need to go back to my let's see, window. Get it on window. There we go. There we go. Window and iconify or view only icons. There we go. Wait a minute. Why can't I find the? Oh, is this it? This isn't it, is it? No. That's not it. That won't run it, will it? Oh, maybe it will. Nope, that bonked out. So how do I get back? This is me again, not having been a while. So view, iconify. No, that's not right. That was the view icon. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want that. Shoot. Star Trek AGA. How do I get back to my listing? That is view by icon. There we go. All right. Phew. Let's get that loaded here. Took me a minute. Sorry, guys. It's been a while. Hey, thank you for that, Mislav. If you want to support AMiNIMiga via Patreon, you can do that. Outstanding. Put my head. Oh, that's nice. Got them on the wrong way. Here you go. Anybody play this? Looks good. I never had this one. Demon World. Wasn't that a book? Oh, that looks good. I do remember the seeing this game in the magazines. So very cool. Let me get out of here. I'm not sure if I can get out of here or not. There's probably a place where I can go somewhere and get out. Uh-oh, we may be locked in a game. I knew I shouldn't have done that. I'm actually piloting the, let's see if we can get out of here. F1, F2, nope. Enter, nope. Space, nope. And I've not figured out what the Amiga, oh, there it is. Do you want to quit the game? Yes, I do. There we go. There we go. All right, we're back out. All right, so there you go. There are the games over here if you're interested in those. I want to show you, where is it here? Yes. There are a couple of really cool games here. There's a couple that are 3D games. I want to show you one. Oh, I know. Let's just do Quake. I want you to see Quake and see what you could have done with a 480, 68040 rather. Look at that. That's not bad, is it? That looks pretty good. And back in the day, that would have been comparable with most PCs trying to run Quake at the time. And I get that Amiga is not great with 3D graphics. This kind of starts to show you that it was possible. So I'm using the mouse right now and the keyboard. So pretty good, right? Not bad. And gosh, I haven't played Quake in a while. Registered users only. Look at that. So there you go. There is Quake running on a 68040 Amiga. Precious, yes. It's kind of hard to see. Need to lighten that up. But there was one, I thought, where was that? There was one that I found a couple of days ago. Now, I wish I'd written it down. It kind of sparked my memory. I thought, oh, they would like to see that, but I cannot remember which one it is. Net games, let's see. Was it no? Was it Doom? Heretic? No. These are interesting because these are all more modern games that have been ported over. Like here's Guyana Sisters. So these are all newer games. Let's see, SimCity, Tank X. Was it Tank X maybe? Let's see. Maybe it was Tank X. No, it was not. This game was horrible. This game was actually bad. So let me get out of here. That was not good. Oh, Gloom. Was it Gloom? Gloom Deluxe? Maybe it was Gloom. Let's see. Maybe that was it. So just another 3D shooter. Yeah, I think this was it. Another 3D shooter really showed off and quit messing about and play Quake. No, I'll pass. Get into a... You do not want to sit here and watch me play Quake. That is for sure. All right, let's do one player. Simple stuff. Watch out for ambushes, though. Yeah, this is not as impressive. That's right. I remember this now. As a matter of fact, this is not what I was... Yeah, it's not even working. So there you go. This is not even working. So that wasn't it either. So guys, I'm sorry. I forgot. I should have written it down. There was a game on here I just thought you all would really enjoy, and it's not popping up. So the good news is we have not hit any kind of guru meditation, or actually let's exit Gloom. There we go. Or any errors. So that's pretty good. I say that just when we're probably going to hit it. I know, gosh, there was one. I don't think, somebody said Duke Nukem. Is Duke Nukem on here? I don't remember seeing that. I think there is a version for the Amiga, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't think it's on here. I just do not remember. There was one game that was really impressive, and now I'm feeling really bad I didn't write it down. So apologies for that, folks. Oh, Scorched Tanks? Scorched Tanks. Scorched Tanks? No, I don't think that was it. The reason I say that is anything that sounds military probably is something I would have loaded. Oh, runs under Workbench 1.3. That's interesting. Does that mean we're running Workbench 1.3 on top of 3.9? This doesn't look familiar, by the way, guys. But hey, we're already in. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, I did not look at this. New features, lots of weapons. Every game needs more. This version is not freely distributable. Ugh. Don't like reading that. Let's go ahead and start game, just see what it looks like. It's fast. We'll say that. It's responsive. Round 1 of 3. Scorched Tanks. Fire. Done. Oh, it's terraforming. I don't think it was Heretic either, Drex. Oh, this is like the version, the 3D version of, yeah, the 3D version of whatever that game is. I got you. All right, quit that. That's not even what I was thinking. Are you sure? Yes, I'm positive. All right, that is it. I think that'll do it for today, folks. I think we've got a couple hours here. Let me go ahead and check in on chat, see how you guys are doing. Let me get out of here. Where's the quit? There you go. Quit that. Quit. Are you sure? Yes, I'm positive. All right. And is it going to actually go back to Workbench? Oh, it does. That's very interesting. I was not aware that it would do that. That is very curious. All right. So there is AMiNIMiga. What do you guys think about that? Let's see what you guys talk about. So Mislav did post the Discord in there for you so that you can join the Discord and go in there. Have to ask Mislav, were you familiar with AMiNIMiga before the live stream? Probably were. And if you are, did you actually install it on your A500 Mini? I'm telling you, there's no other... That's the only way I am firing up the A500 Mini. I wish there was a way where I could just automatically default, so when I turned it on, it went right to that. You have to do a couple of things. Somebody may hack that at some point. I know you can actually get into the emulator inside. I'm sure there's somebody looking at that. Quake looks superb. It did, didn't it? I was really kind of surprised. Alien Breed 3D link. I thought I saw that back when you first launched A10. You know, maybe maybe. Let me go back and let's load up Alien Breed because I think you're probably interested in it. Alien Breed, was it on here? I don't see it. It was probably in the launcher. Yeah, it was a game in here. It wasn't on one of the launchers, or was it? Let me go back over here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, guys. I don't see Alien Breed on here. That one was, I think that was in one of the launchers. I think you're right. So let's see what else we have here. Quake looks superb. Duke Nukem via Apple. Yeah, okay. Duke Nukem Infusion or Shapeshifter Apple emulator. Now that would be interesting. Put the Apple emulator on the A500 Mini, which is emulating a 68040 but running Apple software. I think it's possible. Is there an emulator for the Apple? I don't know if that was on there. Was that on there? Let's see if there was an Apple emulator built in here. Emulators. Don't see an Apple emulator. How hard could that be to install? Now, what I don't know is how do I install additional software in here if I want to do that? I don't know how to do that. I don't know if I have to have somewhere network connectivity, or can I somehow from the USB drive import something? That's something I'll have to explore. I want to think that they've probably thought of that. What's ZX Live? I'm afraid to click on that. There you go. There's the spectrums if you want to run your specky right there. Okay. Let's see. Scorched Earth Clone. Scorched Earth Clone. Mislav, Scorched Earth Clone. Is that, when I was playing, yeah, Scorched Earth. Yeah. Let's see, where was I? Yeah. Scorched Tanks. Gotcha. Yep. Heretic. Gosh, why can't I remember? There's Turrican. We all know that one. That's a popular one. Let's see. Yes, I was aware. No, I don't own oh my goodness. We've got to get you an A500 Mini. The AMiNIMiga seems to be a torrent. Oh yes, it is a torrent for sure, Taro. It is a torrent that you download. So yes. So keep that in mind. Make sure your torrents are safe. Keep all your torrents safe. Let's see. Heretic was nice at the Discord. Yes, you do have to do that at the Discord. All right. Well, guys, I think that's it. I don't know that there's anything else unless you see something that you want me to share. I don't know that we have anything else. But again, hopefully you enjoyed this little foray into. Now, I guess I should show you this. If you want to get out of this, you come down to up here and you quit, and hopefully everything's going to work. And it'll quit out of here, but you can also hit F12 and you can come down and you can use the quit. See that down in the bottom menu, and you can do your shutdown. So there's a couple of different ways. Let me show you, get there quickly. A lot of people will start doing this and going all the way down because the mouse, for whatever reason, the mouse isn't working in this interface right here. It just doesn't. So you've got to arrow up, come there, and then you'll get to this menu down here, and then you can quit, shut down, restart, and do all those things to resume. Let's go ahead and do a shutdown. And that takes you back to the carousel so that you can get to your other games. We did it. We did it without a whole lot of errors too. I mean, we had a couple of hiccups along the way, but I'm very pleased with that. I think that was a fun live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed the live stream as well. Just to let you know, the next live stream, I have no earthly idea. I got a lot of stuff coming up. It won't be next weekend. I usually do a live stream, for those of you that are new, every 2 weeks. That's kind of the goal. I haven't been able to hit it exactly. And I'm also looking for ideas for the next live stream. If you have something you would like to see, leave a comment down below. I'll take a look at that. But for those of you in the Discord and my producers, you guys get direct access to support and share ideas in your own channel. By the way, if you're interested in being a producer, wait for those new YouTube membership levels that I'm creating down below. If you're still with me, how many of you are still with me? Let's see. We still have, 32 of you are still hanging out. Good to have you. And for those of you who are lurkers and didn't get into chat, welcome again. Here's one of you. Tricks and Rocks. Hey, welcome to the live stream. This is your first one with us. I know, because I've not seen that name before. So good to have you here. But if you, and all those other ones who are kind of lurking and watching, if you want to wait, give me a couple of days and there'll be ways that you can join. And Probably lurkers aren't interested, but if you love the chat and you love the folks in the chat, you can join them. We call them our retroCombians on my Discord. And so there'll be information about how to do that in the next couple of days with the YouTube memberships down below. So looking forward to that. If you did like anything, don't forget you can also use that super chat too and send a few dollars my way to say, hey, thanks for that information, wasn't aware. And then as a reminder, everything that comes from the channel is reinvested into the channel. That's how we do this. This is how I can purchase all this stuff so that I can share with you and help you make informed decisions. So that's how I purchased the Checkmate. So thank you all for continuing to support. And again, don't forget retrocombs-tech if you want to learn the latest about current technology that I'm using. And I always put a retro spin on it. There's always something fun in the background or as part of the discussion. And I've got another one coming up that's pretty interesting. I'll be working on that this week. Let's see, on the retrocombs channel, do I have anything in the hopper for a prepared video? I don't think I have anything right now because I just did the ZX Spectrum next video, but there'll probably be something in a couple of weeks for that channel too. Or maybe I'll crunch some of this down. I don't know. Probably not. This is good. People can watch it. All right. Final chat. It's been a blast. Yeah, go to bed. It's late for you. I do own an A500, but I haven't touched it for a while. Now you want to, right? That's the thing. Now you want to break that out and give it a try. So thanks for a great stream. You are very welcome, Taro. Good to have you. Good stream. I just discovered your channel today. Well, welcome, Yagi Boat. It is so good to have you. Hopefully you'll be a regular part of our retroCombian crowd. Don't forget to hit those alerts also on your subscribe when you subscribe down there so that you get the alerts when I'm going to go live. And again, don't forget the memberships that are coming later if you want to really do it. Wonderful session. Oh, thanks you, Martin. I always appreciate that. Martin's one of my greatest supporters. I really appreciate him. Thanks for another great stream, Drex says, and wonderful session. Oh, you said that. Martin liked it so much, he said it twice. All right. That is it for me, guys. I am going to get out of here. retrocombs out. Now, I will stay in chat for just a few minutes. So if you have any last minute questions, I'll do that. Thanks for joining. It has been a blast. See you guys later. How do I get my lower third? Oh, you know what? I forgot to do my lower third today. Well, that stinks. But let me go ahead and get my thumbnail up here so I can get out of here. All right. Bye, guys.